That's his batting computer. Look at the keyboard.
Oh! That's yours, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's had 2 generations of bat on it.
Oh, the X key's all like
faded. Gross. What does X key do?
Goes XXX and XXX.
Hi, neighbor. Welcome again to this neighborhood. I'd like to show you something. You know what this is? Maybe if I press this button. This is a cassette player with a little cassette in here, and there's nothing written on it, so we'll just have to play it to see what it is. Do you ever imagine things? Are they scary?
Really exciting tonight.
Really exciting night.
So much planned for you tonight.
This evening, what have we got to eat first of all? I brought a 6-pack of Monteith's Brewing Company's Doppelbock Winter Ale because winter has truly hit. That's sweet summer child. Would you say? Perth has been lashed by severe... rocked by storms. There was a tornado. My partner actually got caught in it, and my son.
Are you serious? Really? In the tornado?
I said, yeah. They were in the suburb where the tornado...
No, that's different, Campbell.
No, well, they were in there.
Were they scared?
They were in the twister.
Did they see the calm eye of the storm? Hey, shit, your thing's on fire.
James, we have a fire. We have a fire.
No,
it's steam.
It's okay.
These things don't burn.
It's okay.
We've got a... Okay, so... That's a perfect opportunity to introduce the second food stuff for the evening, which is we've got a sandwich press and some focaccia. I'll tell you. Just excuse me.
Is this food going to strike the right balance between crunchiness?
We're having a black night.
Crunchiness and sloppiness.
Well, these are less crunchy than what you had last week.
Yeah, how are the moisture levels?
You know,
are not sloppy at all. And
when I get my tax turn, I'm going to get a mute button so we can cough, or each person has a little button. And
nice.
But they're $60 per person. So.
What? Why would
I'll just make you a mute button.
Yeah, get Freddie to make one. He could do that.
Freddie keeps saying that though.
Blow up though.
I want the red light.
Yeah, we want the red light.
I'm working on that as well.
The red light would be on.
I thought about it. And that's half the battle.
Oh, we got full antipasto happening.
Has anyone ever had a propasto?
I haven't.
It's a much more positive experience.
This is the Fangin' Around podcast.
Wogboy joke, Camel? I'm pretty sure you're ripping off Wogboy.
I've never seen Wogboy. It's quite possible. It's a pretty obvious one, so it's quite possible that Giannopoulos or whatever grabbed it.
Okay, so welcome to the Fangin' Around podcast. This is episode something. What day are we recording on? Historical, 11th of June 2012. I'm James, and I'm joined by
Fred,
Harry,
Campbell.
And we've got 4 people on the podcast. It's a rarity.
No,
are you guys excited?
I'm pretty pumped. I think we're at our best when there's 4, like the Fantastic Four or the Awesome Foursome, and other groups of 4.
Beatles.
The Beatles. Oh, yeah.
Isn't that the Fantastic Four?
They were the Fab Four.
Oh, they were the Fab Four. The Fabulous.
Who else comes in 4?
Who was your favourite Beatle?
Ringo.
Yeah, probably Ringo. Or the one that George Harrison.
Most
Yoko Ono?
we're out on the edge right there.
I think he was just the most down to earth.
Yeah, and he was on
Paul McCartney's come across as a bit of a wanker.
Yeah.
John Lennon was a dreamer,
Well, they told him he was a dreamer.
Yeah,
but, he wasn't
the only one.
he's
a dreamer,
yeah.
You're dreaming.
Yeah, but, you got something in your beard. Oh, is that...
No, I missed it.
I shouldn't have said that into the mic. Yeah, what about you, James? Who's your favourite Beatle?
Oh, I'll say Ringo as well.
Oh, well, look at us all.
We're all great.
Oh, no wonder we're all
Ringo
best
fans.
friends. We're the only 4 people that like Ringo the best in all of Australia.
Yeah.
Whoa, steamy.
So, guys,
Who was your favourite member of Fantastic
what have you guys
Four?
been consuming? Oh, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Johnny Blaze? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That stretch guy?
The Invisible Woman?
Nah,
She can get invisible anytime.
Would you have sex with the Invisible Woman while she was invisible?
Oh, why don't you answer that one, Fred? You can start off the conversation.
That's a question. I'm putting it out there. She was if she's invisible.
I guess it'll be pretty cool.
Alright. Good to know.
Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen?
I'd look really
It's
weird.
for science.
I guess
Yeah.
no worse than...
Oh,
It's for science.
Look like you're having a wank, except you're not.
It'd be a bit disconcerting.
Would her
You'd
juice-
look down and you'd
Would
just
her
be like,
juices be invisible?
like,
Yeah.
I redact my question.
What
Would you-
becomes invisible?
Yeah, would you become a bit invisible when you went inside the invisible woman?
you'd see it. What are you watching?
Would you?
it's on the show notes.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, she's
Would
invisible.
light go through your...
No,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Oh, but then what does she eat? Oh, who knows?
What does
She
who
eats
eat?
food. Does the food go invisible?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
we're saying.
thinking.
Yeah, so it
The
does
juice
go
go
invisible.
invisible.
It'd go invisible.
Things inside her are invisible.
So
Well, that would
wouldn't-
be disconcerting.
Your penis just
That would
disappears
be-
off the
that would
face of
be-
the earth.
Yeah, quite strange.
What would you see? Would you see a stump?
You could walk around in public having sex with that, and you just look like a Ken doll.
Which
with a big hairy ball sack. And no dick.
yeah, what would people say? See, would they see a bisection of your penis? You'd get rushed to the ER, and then they'd find out that you're having sex with an invisible woman. And then invisibility, that'd be it. The government would take her away and do tests. Now, we're done with the sandwich press. Should I turn it off? Everything's
yeah,
toasted.
if you've, yeah.
Unless we want to leave it warm to put them back on.
Yeah, I can leave it on.
Okay, as long as it's safe.
So what do you, but what would you see at the end of your penis? If your penis disappears, would you see...
Yeah, well, a bisection kind of thing, wouldn't you?
What do you mean a bisection?
Well, if you like say that the invisibility started here, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I put it in like that,
Yeah.
and your eyes are there. What are you looking at? What can you
Right
see?
down the middle.
Yeah,
Cam was doing the whole finger through whole thing.
yeah, I'm doing a
Yeah,
diagram.
yeah.
So, what would you see? Think
Yeah.
about it,
It's in
Yeah.
the bone.
because you'd see all the way through the woman.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what would you
But
see?
what would you see? It's a paradox. It's like the black hole or something.
You'd see a dick that had been like chopped off.
Chopped in half, yeah.
Do you want to see it?
But would you though? But would you though? Because whatever makes her invisible, that can't see inside your penis. So how would you see?
No,
a
because if
bisection?
she eats a hamburger, you don't see a hamburger like floating around in her stomach, do you?
yeah,
So if
yeah. So what
something
is it?
disappears-
Yeah, right. So your disappears, but I don't see how it could turns it into an X-ray, so we can just see inside your
Well, then
penis. now.
where does the invisibility end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you.
I don't know. I'm hoping the scientists here would answer this question.
scientist.
You got a
Oh, I gotta think back to my course on invisibility of penises.
It's 101, isn't it?
Yeah,
Basic stuff.
when you get into the lab.
What is-
Time travel,
Yeah.
invisibility.
What about light? It's a wave and a particle. So how
Particle.
does it work when you got an invisible woman on your penis? How does that work?
Nobody knows.
Einstein, did he have an answer for that?
Possibly not. So what have you guys been consuming? Campbell?
Dexter.
Dexter.
More Dexter. I'm up to season 3. It's the one where Rita gets a boob job. That's his
Who's
wife.
Harriet? Oh.
His wife.
She gets a boob job in the show, or the actor?
No, the actress
Ah,
does,
okay.
and it's quite noticeable and distracting.
Do they write into the plot?
Well, she gets pregnant as well. So
So maybe
maybe they could try to write it in like that, but it's quite striking.
So you sure they're not plumping up to make her look more pregnant?
No. It's quite obvious, I think.
Did you Google it to see if the actress
I didn't. But I said to my mum, I went over to my parents' house for dinner. I said to my mum, I didn't say about the boobs, but I said to my mum, I've started watching season 3 of Dexter.
Mm.
And she said, is that the one where Rita gets the boob job? And I was like, yeah, you noticed that too. And mum was like, yeah, it's obvious. So
Her name is Julie Benz. Now, what does Google auto suggest? If we type Julie Benz space, you get IMD, feet, plastic surgery, Twitter. So if I type B, yes, first thing up, Julie Benz breast implants.
This is live Googling with James Pontifex.
this is awesome.
Just don't you use the Google autocomplete to see what the world's thinking?
No.
It's like a barometer of what's hot.
Oh, they have a before and... I'll put this in the show notes. A before and after page. Oh, it's just of a face.
So do you think she has to talk to the director about that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because she's going to go ridiculously big.
They weren't like... It's just that the actress was really slim. Like, really petite woman. And, you know, really low body fat. And it was quite... Not, like, really noticeable, but, you know, as a character, you're like, oh, she's really small and, like, a little woman. And then this season, boom, it starts. Boom, they're out.
Out of the blocks, straight into it.
And you go, whoa, that's not normal. That's not natural.
I can't
Googling
remember
yourself,
noticing
Harry.
it myself.
Sorry?
Googling yourself.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what the world's thinking.
What does it come up with?
Harry Eslick.
Harry is like,
Penis surgery. Pec implants.
I was just making sure that Fangin' Around didn't come up while I was researching it.
it's a good idea, actually.
What could go wrong, Fred?
Harry.
If someone had like a website of
Banging around.
inappropriate content with your name attached to it, and you were trying to be a professional in the world.
Did anyone ever find Sexy Fred?
Yes.
I don't think anyone ever Googled
Fans of
those
the
two
show
words
might
together.
like to go to sexyfred.blogspot.com. I've taken it off Google, but if you go to the link address correct, then all these people are probably wondering, what does Fred look like? He must sound so fascinating.
Yeah, but
Isn't
they're
it
quite
podcast?
old. I haven't aged well.
Oh. Sexyfred.blogspot.com.
Yeah.
I'm rolling over there now. But you've got a funny story about that, don't you, Fred? Do you want to tell the listeners a bit about Sexy Fred?
I don't remember.
Oh,
Do you want to tell the listeners a bit about Sexy Fred?
it's saying it's not alive.
Didn't your dean find it or something like that?
No. So,
Oh.
well, James, do you want to tell us a little bit about Sexy Fred first?
Can you explain it, actually?
I don't know where it came from.
I think it's pretty obvious.
I think I just noticed
I'm
that my Flickr feed was building up with lots of photos of Fred being sexy because they were good photos, right? But
He's very
everyone was like, "Oh, who's this? Your boyfriend?" So I thought I'd start a new Flickr thread called "Sexy Fred" and just host all my photos of Fred there, and then that spawned a blog and it spawned a phenomenon. So when
there's
when
some
you-
good ones.
when you googled Fred Baines, this came up as the first result next to his dad's geological.
I think it came up before Fred Baines' Geologic.
Oh, right.
So Fred Baines shares the same name as his father, Fred Baines.
Hey, we're not using last names, Campbell.
But you've already spoiled this. It's gone onto the Internet Archive, Fred. Your name. I had to delete you guys saying my name in certain contexts.
Why do you keep our names up?
Delete my name?
Yeah, James, delete my name.
No, but
Yes.
no. But you
Yes.
say it. You introduced yourself.
On that car.
All right. So, Fred's father is a professional in an industry, and when some of his potential employees did a bit of research into him on the internet, the very first thing that came up was sexyfred.blogspot.com.
If you guys want to see what the web was like 10 years ago, check out Fred Baines. I mean, I need you to edit that out, James. Check out BainesGeologic.com. It's not that. It's not that.
Is the Space Jam website still going? Because that was...
I'm sure.
Yeah, it still is.
What's the Space Jam website?
I think Space Jam was one of the first films. Stargate was the first, wasn't it? Films to have a website, an official website.
Yeah, that's. I remember you saying that when we first talked about Space Jam. Yeah.
But Space Jam had a website as well. And someone, like, a year or two ago found out that Warner Brothers has, like, kept renewing the domain on it.
Apparently that's the
Hosting?
highest grossing basketball film of all time.
Where'd you hear that?
I don't find that statistic true.
Saw it on Reddit.
Oh, okay.
Like it wouldn't be.
What about Hoop
Oh,
Dreams?
what about the air up there with Kevin Bacon, man? That was my favourite.
What about
Space
Air
Dog?
Bud?
One with the
Air
dog?
Bud?
Air Bud.
Yeah. There's no rules saying a dog can't play.
What about 17 again with
Zach.
You ask
Zach,
100 people
That's
if
not
they've seen
really
17
possible.
again or Space Jam. You know which one they're going to say.
Oh, the girls love 17.
I saw 17 again.
That was actually a pretty good movie.
Oh, it wasn't bad. I was
Surprisingly
shocked.
bad. Oh, well, can we segue, not that you can call it segue, but just saying segue, into...
Into segues?
Yeah.
Because then you can totally just segue into it.
What I've been consuming, I saw this movie that was, I'm not even sure what it was called, that was like, it got 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. But it had some surprisingly good bits in it. And I wanted to ask you guys, I don't know, maybe we should do it on Hot or Not thing, but what do you guys think of Anna Faris?
The one from, like, Scary Movie?
Mm-hmm.
Who? She was in Scary Movie. What else was she in? She was in Lost in Translation for, like, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's...
She's pretty attractive.
Or you guys just judging on her look?
On her... Isn't that what you asked us to do?
No, I was asking what do you think
of
of
her
as an actress?
superficiality?
Oh, as an actress?
Yeah.
She was in Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Chipwrecked. She was in
Anyway, this movie I saw was
Yogi
with...
Bear. Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel.
Is that what you saw? Alvin and the Chipmunks?
No. I saw
Cloudy with a
a
Chance of
movie
Meatballs?
called What's Your Number? And I think it's got...
What's your number?
I think it's
Tell
got
me
the
what's
guy
your
who's the
number,
Fantastic
number?
Four that you like. Johnny Flame or
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny
I don't
Blaze.
really have a preference for Fantastic
He's
Four,
the
man.
male
He was Captain America.
character. And it's sort of like a romantic sex comedy. So it's like a romantic comedy, but there's lots of sex stuff in it.
That makes it a romp, I believe.
Oh, is that a romp comp?
A rom-com.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Or is it a sex romp?
It's just a romp.
A romp. Oh.
Anyway, so I looked up I was
Can't
watching
back
it,
that up.
and there was actually some funny moments, and I was like, sort of chuckling, going surprising, because I just thought it was going to be a bad movie. And I looked at Rotten Tomatoes. Sure enough, it has 24%, rotten rating, but all the reviews saying, just all the top reviews that he just automatically listed, right, were saying Anna Faris is the most criminally underused comedic actress in the world, and here's an example where they put a great actress in a crappy movie. And I was just wondering if this is what you guys feel that Anna Faris, she's criminally underused as a comedic actress.
Oh, well, you saw me list the films that I recognise her from.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually seen any of the Scary Movie films. So I know her from a scene in Lost in Translation. I mean, I know she's a comedic actress, so I don't know.
Is there such a thing?
Most of her movies
I mean, we used
are
to
animated.
We used to try and ask ourselves, is there any funny women?
Oh, yeah, there are.
There are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
think we
who's
answered
the quintessential comedic actress of our times?
Oh, Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher? Yeah, that's a good call.
She's one of my favourite.
Yeah.
And before Fran Drescher, I was a huge fan of Lucille Ball
Mhm.
from I Love Lucy.
All right.
Those two are like,
Mm.
Fran Drescher's just continuing that rich tradition of slapstick comedy that Lucille Ball.
Mine's
Everyone's
always-
looking at
yeah.
me dead eye.
I was trying to think, and I kept on coming up with Dame Edna, but
It's bad news for you, James. What about Tina Fey? She's pretty funny.
Tina Fey's
I don't know,
pretty
she's
funny.
quintessential, though.
Tina Fey.
Everyone loves a bit of Tina Fey. What about Sarah Silverman? People find her quite funny.
Oh, did you watch her show? Till she...
No.
That's got some funny
I
moments.
don't
in it.
enjoy her. Who else is funny? I don't much like comedy, so I can't even list guys I find that funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like laughing.
Anyway, so that's what I've been consuming.
I've watched quite a few.
Oh, I
romantic
saw
comedies
Contagion.
recently.
Everyone,
Wait, just try it
Contagion?
again.
Fred, you got to be on mic when you abuse my pronunciation. Contagion?
Contagion.
You
Yeah.
say it like that?
Contagion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
Everyone was
Contagion.
hyping it up.
Is
Gotta
that the
see
one
it.
that
Must see. Steven Soderbergh,
It's got Mark
Gwyneth
Wahlberg.
Paltrow. No, the other one, Matt Damon.
Oh yeah, it's close.
I wish it had Marky Mark in it.
Hmm.
That'd be fly.
I saw that. It's on the-
Fred.
It was- Yeah. Sorry.
Microphone.
I saw that. I was okay, but it was a bit like everything kind of
It's like the most half-assed made movie ever. Like, what's her name? The actually awesome actress Marion Cotillard is in it, right? And like, this is spoiler alert. At the moment, at the end of the movie, she sort of runs off to do something, right? Important, and then they never cut back to it, and the movie just ends.
There was like, it's like made all these threads, which was, you can imagine they were going to like tie back together at some point, but a lot of them just kind of faded away.
Is there a sequel?
Oh, maybe if there is a sequel, then I'll give it a pass in retrospect. You know, if they actually kept on going, but I don't think they will.
No. The world wasn't that deep that they made. It was just like,
yeah, exactly, and that's what people kept on telling me. Like, oh, it's so interesting how they, you know, track down the source of the disease. I'm like, I don't think real life would actually be like that at all.
How did they track down?
That was my problem with the
Well,
Lord
they
of the
were
Rings
using
as well.
security cameras following people touching each other from place to place, and
get patient zero, and
That's
some
so lame.
trace it to some casino, and then they went through and they could see the person touching everyone's drinks. And then
Did they enhance the image 3,000%?
crap like that. Push.
they might as well have done.
I wish they had. I love a good image enhancement.
Harry, what have you been consuming? You can't talk about Prometheus. You know what we should bring up, Harry?
I watched Prometheus.
No.
No.
It was awesome.
Why are we not talking about Prometheus this weekend, even though we've hyped up on the podcast that we were going to talk about exclusively on this podcast?
Oh, did we?
Yeah. But we're not talking about it because only one of us has seen it.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Harry, did you? I said, you rang me up and said, is it okay that I go see Prometheus? And I'm like, shouldn't you post on the Facebook wall so that people know, and they might be like, oh yeah, we might come with you or something like that, or we know to make other plans to see it so that we can discuss it.
Well, it turned out to be a pass. So like,
That doesn't make it any better, Harry.
we went to Fremantle.
Ah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
No, but we could have seen it independently.
Simultaneously.
Oh.
Simultaneous independence.
And then we could have talked
Yeah.
about it in the podcast, but we didn't because of the breakdown of communication.
Well, we're talking about it now. It's great.
No, we're not talking about it.
about it.
No. Spoiler alert, it's great.
It's really good.
What else have you been trying? Other than
Using, yeah.
Using it.
Been on the internet.
Bullshit.
That's about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
books?
I've been watching The Block. Is anyone into The Block?
I've seen a couple of these.
The not Attack the Block.
Nah, 7 o'clock. The Block.
God, is that good?
It's a reality TV show.
Nah, it's pretty ordinary.
Do you guys ever get into MasterChef?
That's a bit it.
Yeah, I got into it last year.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Seasons 1 and 2. Season 3 is no good.
Oh, yuck. No.
Why do you hate it?
I don't know. Something about the food fetishism of it and the big judges. And it kind of grosses me out watching people really enjoy food. Like, deriving that much pleasure from eating, it kind of grosses me out. Like, I don't mind when someone's like, oh, this is really good, ooh. But when they're like, oh, God, the cream, you can just taste going down your throat. And it's like, oh, I don't, you know, like, I think just, you know, that's something that should be kept private. Honestly, the way
Food, is it?
it's lurid, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And the people that are eating as well. Like,
you don't want to watch Matt
no,
Matthew Preston eat a big sloppy eclair or something like that.
no. That's like a bit of Invisible Woman action right there. That's inappropriate, I think, for for prime time television. Yeah, and yeah, that kind of food fetishism weirds me out sometimes. Anyway, but you liked it. Let's hear from people who did like it.
I don't watch it. I watched one episode and it didn't hook me.
I got into it last year. I think they need to whittle it down to maybe 5 or 6 people. Maybe less than 10.
How many people are there?
Yeah, last season.
And then it's
went
like
for so long.
characters. Yeah, and they bring people back and blah, blah, blah. It's like the Biggest Loser.
See, the thing is, they put on The Biggest Loser and MasterChef.
At the same
What are they trying to fucking say? Like, oh, eat all this, like, amazing rich food, cook up way too much, gorge yourself. But don't be a fatty
I
or
don't think
anything.
MasterChef encourages gorging.
Oh, look at the judges. Look at the size of those human beings. They should be on The Biggest Loser.
Never trust a skinny chef, Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but then there's morbidly obese shit.
None of them are morbidly obese.
Oh, they are. I bet medically.
Maybe Matt Preston.
I reckon medically they're all morbidly obese.
But didn't he get, like, through the show, got a sponsorship from Jenny Craig, and now
Jesse.
he's lost all his weight and stuff like that, and it's a
This is
humanitarian
helping
story.
him, yeah. Showing how you can make
It's
a positive
conflicting
change in your life.
messages.
There was a guy on that show that I think looked exactly like Arry from Game of Thrones.
Who?
I have
Which
to,
one?
I have to Google
Who's
it.
Ari?
The girl. The little girl.
Oh, the little girl.
Oh,
Ariel.
right, yeah.
Ariel. Ari? I think it's... Anyway.
Ariel. No? Ari.
Oh,
the street
Ari.
urchin.
I don't know. Yeah.
Ari.
Anyway. It's difficult to prove over the internet.
Hold on, there's a guy that looks just like her.
It's weird. It's hard to explain.
Mm.
But she's like a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah, I know,
So it's
he's
kind
a
of like
40-year-old
our
man. It's
friend-
weird. They have the same shaped face.
Our
though.
friend Suze kind of looks like the guy from Waterworld.
Kevin Costner.
No,
Jack Black?
the merchant guy that steals the stuff.
Dennis
Steals
Hopper.
the limes.
Dennis Hopper.
You guys know a girl that looks like Dennis Hopper?
No. Suze, who you know, looks like the guy who steals the limes.
Who's Suze?
We're not going to say her last name.
Yeah, well, I can't. I don't know.
She has sisters, Frizzy.
There's three of
But not Dennis Hopper.
them. And not Kevin Costner and not Jack Black.
Jack Black's in Waterworld.
Oh, do you guys watch?
Is that his breakup?
Do you guys
He's
watch
in
Sons of
everything.
Anarchy?
No.
No.
Oh, he also plays the dodgy bike.
Do you know what I did watch last night? Marbo.
All
Did anyone watch
Oh.
that?
So you're tweeting about it? No.
I heard people saying it was good, and
iView
in the eastern states, and I was like, oh, I should watch it maybe live, but then I didn't, so I'm going to iView it, I guess.
Check it out. Not perfect. Really good, though.
What is it? Is it a documentary?
It's just like
It's
a
a
film.
dramatization.
A dramatization? Oh, wow. Maybe I will see it.
Yeah, it's really good. It could have done with being over like 3 parts, so like being 3 times as long, I think.
Oh, it's just a one-off.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours or 2.5 hours or something, so it's like a movie length thing. Could have definitely done with a good like 2 or 3 times the length, I think. But do you really get into the detail? But what it does a really good job of is just giving you like an impression of what was happening. So, you know, it's not super in depth, but it gives you sort of the emotional impression of that event and that person's life. And yeah,
Is Paul Keaton in it?
And no, I don't think he is. Fucking Bob Catter's in it.
Oh.
Cunt.
Is he?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Gotta be carried away.
We've got the explicit tag out, it's okay.
Yeah, Bob Catter's in it. Yeah, there's a bit of doco footage of him.
So you don't say the B
he
word.
looks identical. He looks like he has not aged.
Oh, they had original footage. of
Yeah,
him.
they spliced in a bit of cut to a bit of
What was he
footage.
saying?
Oh, you know, foul redneck shit that he does say. Sorry,
You know the scary thing is he's pretty smart.
I'm sure he is, but
Like, he's not a George Bush going...
no. But I think that's all the more worrying, perhaps.
Mm.
Whoa, what are you looking at, Harry?
Nothing. I was doing research.
For the show notes?
Yep, show notes.
Fred, what have you been checking out?
Not a lot.
Hopefully nothing on the street.
What have I done? I've been playing Trials Evolution on the Xbox. It's pretty good. It's like a Lastomania,
Did you buy it?
but like a million times better graphics.
Is it a million times better though?
Well, no, because the
Oh.
Lastomania was pretty good. But the essence, it's like it's basically
Spiritual successor.
Spiritual successor.
What's it called?
Trials Evolution. So it's like 2.5D. So it's like your 1D basically, but you know you can see it on a 3D world.
Yeah. Sweet.
But it's the same. You know, you use basically the controls are forward, back, and then like accelerate and brake, and that's it.
Isn't that, like, meant to be the most frustrating game ever? 'Cause
Yeah,
you're trying to do the
it's
perfect
really annoying.
lap.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like you make the slightest little fault here, and then it just like grows and grows and grows, and then
Sounds
you're
cool.
done.
So you bought it, or are you just playing the trial?
No, I bought it.
Alright.
It's like $20 or something.
Oh.
I was a big,
So it's
fan,
a
big
new one?
fan of Elastomania.
So it's a new one? Or did you buy the original?
No, the new one, Trials Enhanced Evolution, something like
Alright. Yeah, there's 2 out. Did you get... what was it? Have you extended your Xbox Live thing?
Yeah.
Has that expired?
that. Yeah, I extended it.
How did you do it?
Just on the thing.
How much did it cost you?
I don't know. $30.
You didn't go to the site, I told you.
No,
Yeah, the good
I
deals.
forgot. No, I wanted to just play Xbox. I'm gonna be bothered.
That's what they wanted you to do.
Yeah,
Fred.
no, I got sucked in.
Microsoft getting you.
That's about it. I read.
What did you get? Minecraft?
Yeah, I did, but I haven't played.
You bought
yet.
it?
The Xbox one.
Yeah.
You bought Minecraft.
Yeah.
Well, we should play it.
You've got Lego, Fred. What do you need? for?
You got a car, Harry. Why do you need a racing game?
Ooh.
I might buy it. I want to go build your world.
You two, you should
We'll hang
start.
out. We'll hang out in
teaming
Minecraft.
We can do it's 4-player spiritual. I don't know if we should do it one day as a.
Oh, there's something you
Game
need.
now.
What is it you need? There was a problem. Oh, I think it's a special definition. There was controversy. You'll be alright though.
No.
I'm not playing Minecraft.
Why not?
Why not?
Oh, what? That's a bit weird.
Harry, it's
All right,
about
I'll play
surviving. At least help us survive the first night.
Apparently, the first night's like the best.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers their first night of Minecraft. Apparently.
Yeah. Now, Harry is leaving Australia to Scotland.
Yeah.
So Fangin around will be back to 3 people. But what's going to happen to D&D Club?
It'll be put on hiatus.
Is that being hiatus as well?
Hiatus.
You know what we could do? Is play 4-player Diablo.
No.
No.
No, okay.
I don't have a computer that can run Diablo.
Well, buy one that you can.
Oh, okay. I'll just buy a computer and then I'll buy Diablo.
You said you're going to buy one anyway. When you got a job, you've got a job.
No,
Yeah,
he's buying his mama computer.
Someone gave me an extra. I bought my mum a computer. I
Give
got
her
her
money.
a $700 Toshiba.
What?
I knew that would piss you off, James.
What's she going to do with it?
Well done,
$700, but it's going to be worth $5 tomorrow. Is that really worth $700, Fred?
No, but you can't get a computer.
She'll get $700 value out of it.
You can't. I'll just yell. You can't buy a computer for less than $500.
So, she bought a $700 one. I don't know. Whatever.
She couldn't get a $900 MacBook Air.
Only $900.
I think is she a teacher?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. It might not be for teachers then. $900.
Have you guys been watching a series of, I guess, YouTube videos titled put together by Feminist Frequency?
I've seen you linking it, and I've added to my watch later here, but I haven't had time to watch anything of this
Anyone
stuff.
No? Fred, you've been checking them out?
Nope. What are
Feminist
they?
Frequency? So,
Please explain.
Feminist Frequency.
Do
So,
you have any tissues, James?
Fred needs some tissues.
Serviettes?
Yeah, so Feminist Frequency is a really
No,
great sort of pop
I'll go for
culture analysis website, I guess, that's run by one woman, and she just talks about various topics in relation to pop culture. So, and especially, obviously, especially feminist issues. They're really fantastic videos. They're pretty short, tend to be, and she gives like really clear examples of the things she's talking about in relation to things that you'll be, really familiar with, I guess. Kind of. So it's sort of, I guess high-end academic feminist theory, but made really accessible. And she's done a series of ones about Lego. She did ones about women in film.
What was the controversy with Lego? Because I was playing with Zoe. James bought Zoe the Friends Lego.
Yeah, Lego Friends. Yep.
And I don't see what the problem is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now I've just completely drawn a blank on the person who runs the site, what her name is. But so the Lego controversy, yeah, Feminist Frequency talks about that as well. Sorry, it's Anita. So Sarkisian. Sorry, I don't know how to say your last name. But yeah, she talks about the Lego controversy and kind of wraps it up and talks about how Lego used to be a gender-neutral toy, and then how over time the Lego group has kind of rebranded it and refocused it.
But that was quite a while ago, because I remember when I was a kid, there was the Malibu Stacy pink
Oh,
Lego
look, she Anita draws, goes through the history of Lego, and it's really good. But by saying that there's a girls Lego, so by creating a girls' friends Lego line, you're saying that normal Lego is for boys, or normal Lego isn't for girls, right? In essence, that's one of the problems.
But couldn't you also say that by creating a Lego Friends thing, you created a Lego for girls?
But Lego already had a Lego for girls, which was just Lego. But over years,
But it wasn't appealing to a certain type of girls.
No, but I think Lego is deliberately targeted and constructed itself as being a masculine plaything when it has the potential to be quite gender neutral.
Yeah, but I think it's just gender neutral and has boys and girls things in it.
I think it's worth checking out these videos. They're really interesting. Anyway, she's recently started a Kickstarter to raise money to do a new series, quite a long series on women in video games, which is looking to be really interesting, and looking at all the kind of ways women are portrayed in video games and sort of how problematic it is.
James, no.
Oh, he's trying to open a wine bottle.
Oh, God. I've forgotten how it's done with the core.
And this has enraged a lot of people.
Why?
Lego controversy.
Because she belongs in the kitchen, and she should keep her feminist shit out of the boys' club of video games, and rah rah rah. And 4chan got on board and have been trolling the shit out of her, and it's pretty horrendous. But she's got her funding, and she's going to go ahead with it, which is really kick-ass. So, I'm just speaking up Feminist Frequency because it's awesome content, awesome website, great job, and everyone should check it out.
But I sometimes think it should go the other way. Like, we're not allowed. It's targeted at girls, so we're not allowed to have the friends come over and play set. Like, I remember my must have been one of my earliest memories. So I was about 3.5, and my sister was about to be born. My mum bought me like a baby doll, and she's like, "You got to learn to before you're allowed to hold your sister. When she comes, you got to learn how to treat this doll right." So I got really into this doll, and I was looking after it because it's kind of like that thing, when they give you an egg, in high school, pre-primary school, and you got to look after it and make sure you don't break it. And so I got into it, and I built it a house and stuff, and I sat there and I was like, and I was ignoring my Lego for like a couple of days, all the stuff that I normally, all my Transformers or whatever, and I was like, oh man, this is why girls love, playing Doll's House and stuff like that, because you get to build a little doll house and you build like a bed and a thing. But then I was sort of like, I remember taking it to the beach house the first time I ever went to the beach house, while it's still being constructed, and the neighbours over the road were looking at me carrying this doll, and I remember feeling like,
Oh, so by things should swing the other way, you mean men should be able to engage
we're ostracized for wanted to, have a doll and look after it. Like.
Oh, look, I think definitely. I think gender roles kind of really constrain all of those people who are caught within them, no matter whether it's men who are the dominant group or women. It doesn't matter. It's gender roles by their very nature are constraining.
And then they brought out The Sims, which solved all boys' issues with keeping a dollhouse, really.
Oh, yeah. It was like the most masculine way you could keep a doll's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you just end up murdering them all. Like, cannibal.
Yeah, well, sometimes that would happen too.
And molesting your neighbours and killing off their husband, was it? In a little cell? Something along that lines?
That was usually my first move. Porn takes queen. It was... Yeah. It would be that you would invite the neighbours over, and then you would trap the husband in... You'd build a room around the husband and let him...
Die?
He wouldn't be around anymore. He'd be in this room with no doors and no windows and nothing. And eventually he'd be gone. In the meantime, you'd be making yourself familiar with the wife. And usually within a very short period of time, she would have moved in with you. But I did quite enjoy, seeing how quickly I could do that move. And usually you could do it within like a day or two, which just seems crazy.
Yeah. A day in Sims time?
Yeah, a day or two in Sims time.
You're not like at the computer for 2 days.
No, come on, let's do this thing. No, it was really... But you could amass multiple wives. It was a strange game.
Could you?
I'm sure you could.
No, I want some of them live in girlfriends.
And some of them you just remove the doors and replace them.
That's not really girlfriend cow.
Yeah, I have a very broad definition in The Sims. But yeah, The Sims was a really kind of... that was a really interesting game, wasn't it? But in terms of the kind of how it appealed across, all sorts of demographics, I guess it was sort of its sandbox nature.
Did you guys ever get into The Sims Online?
No.
I mean, this came out in like 2003, 2002 or something, maybe 2004, and there was lots of articles came out because they discovered that the richest person in the game was this woman who ran a brothel. She was the Madame Brothel in The Sims Online, and she recruited all these other, who knows who's actually playing them, but they were playing female characters to come live at her house, and she bought up all this property because they had in-game currency, and she eventually she bought out the world because all these other players were going there and buying sex for their characters for this other thing, and it got to the point where real money was exchanging hands, like they had eBay auctions and stuff like this, and
Wow.
I'll find links in the show notes, but it got shut down. I think she got shut down because some of her characters were underage, and so people were fulfilling a fantasy by pimping out
some of her characters were.
Yeah,
or some of
she
her...
was pimping out
Okay.
female Sims
So the
characters who are
avatars
under 18,
were
basically.
underage,
Yeah. So
Yeah, that is quite problematic.
there was some weird stuff going in the Sims mechanics that.
Yeah. Well,
I would have thought that the game wouldn't let you have sex with a child.
yeah,
You would have thought, wouldn't you?
I don't think they
I don't know.
actually did.
I mean, they
I
could
don't
have
think
hacked
it's-
it.
I think
to
they
do
would have
that,
had cyber,
Oh, they chatted to it like.
yeah. I don't think. Yeah. I severely doubt Maxis would have coded that into. There's like one better than the hot coffee. Take that, Rockstar.
Did you guys ever put the cheat code in or the hack or whatever it was to get rid of the censored,
Shower
pixels? In for the
I don't
shower?
remember, but I'm sure I would have. I don't remember doing it, but this sounds like something I would have done. I used to download a lot of custom furniture. I used to quite enjoy that.
Yeah,
And skins and things. And
the other people had made.
yeah, I couldn't
Mhm.
figure out how to do it myself, but I had a great house that was like like H.R. Geiger filled with furniture and stuff, and it was good times. Remember the indoor-outdoor house?
Yeah.
That was a whole movement of architecture.
Architectural forward thinking.
Yeah.
What, you
Was
put
it
a
outdoor,
garden
indoor?
inside the house?
It was the rooms were all topiary, sort of topiary garden.
Oh, okay.
Divisions. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd use hedges and things, and you'd
My
live
biggest
outside.
project in The Sims was I built like the maximum building you could have, and then made it second story, and then that whole first floor was just garden and it was underground. But you had to I had to do it slowly because if you put the roof on straight away, everything would die. But if you let it grow for a few days and then put the roof over, you'll trick the game into thinking there's light there all the time, basically. And
I used to quite like having mezzanine floors and things, and you'd remove walls and you'd have floating spaces, and there was the one room house that never worked very well though, because the rating you'd never be able to get it high enough. Your room rating to
Yeah,
keep
they
you
didn't
happy.
like it.
Yeah, it was too. I think the ratio was too high. You couldn't do it. I'm sure someone's plotted out all the algorithms and. Yeah. Anything else? I've watched quite a few rom-coms recently, and I think I've come to the conclusion that it's the worst genre of movie.
no, do you watch
Honestly.
Richard Curtis? Richard Curtis rom-com?
What has he done?
Four Rings of Feudal, Notting Hill, and Love Actually
Indubitably.
was his sort of trilogy.
I saw Love Actually. That was alright. But I just think there's so much bad filmmaking in
I
rom-coms.
watched
There
You've Got
is.
Mail again the other day.
Is that good? That's a classic, isn't it?
It's Bridie's
Well, it's
favorite movie
paid.
of all time.
Really? You've Got Mail? Wow.
You've Got Mail.
It's paid entirely by the sponsorship of AOL, I think. Something like that. I remember
Wow.
that as one of the highest.
Wow. Sponsorship deals.
What do they call it?
It was a great advertisement.
When they put stuff into movies?
Product placement.
Product placement deals, yeah, ever.
and it's not even them about being like women centric or anything, because like The Devil Wears Prada, that's not a rom-com. That's like a what genre is it? Is that a chick flick? Is that what people call a chick flick?
I like that film.
I don't think you can rom-coms as a genre. I think there's just a lot of shit, badly made romantic comedies. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with the genre.
I think it's
crap ones being made.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with romantic comedy, but I just think
it's a sullied field. The whole thing.
Oh
Nobody
yeah, it's
bothers to
dirty.
try.
It seems so lazy. That's the thing.
Just get some stars.
So lazy.
Put Justin Timberlake in it.
Revoltingly lazy, disgustingly, and you just kind of go. Whoa.
Didn't you like the one with Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake?
I haven't seen a rom-com in a long time.
You're a big Mila Kunis fan.
Not really, actually.
So we've been talking about what we're consuming for like an hour now.
Oh,
We're gonna move on.
well, that's it, isn't it? We're
Leggings.
done.
You've been wearing leggings. Cool.
No,
What do you think?
you look
of
at
them? Have
me.
you seen this leggings thing going on?
Man,
Girls wearing
I
leggings.
wish I could wear leggings.
You mean tights?
I've seen dudes with leggings.
Whatever.
What about the ones you have?
All of them.
You just wear that.
That's not tight enough.
How tight do you want it?
Like leggings.
You want
Like
like
leggings.
the ballerinas, like the
Yeah,
male
how good would
ballerinas
leggings
wear.
be?
If you're at ECU, you see men in
Can't you
leggings
just wear
all the
them
time.
under your pants? Get some thermal underwear.
Yeah.
What?
Great.
Do
Do
it
it.
then. Yeah. Problem
There you
solved.
go,
Problem
done.
solved.
Next week, we're going to have photo updates for everyone. We'll put it up on the page. Show
Yeah.
notes. Leggings, yeah, love leggings.
Yeah, but what about just wearing leggings? Nothing else? No skirt?
No skirt, no pants.
Yeah, just leggings.
You know
This-
what?
this is
It
what's
gets
happening.
ragged on a lot by some ladies.
Hmm.
It's fine. I don't
Yeah.
care. Whatever.
I quite like it.
You see a bit of butt, whatevs. Like, if they're
Yeah, but
comfortable.
it goes, tucks right up.
Yeah, but if they're comfortable doing that,
Yeah.
you know.
I can't tell because I don't go out that much, right? But at the airport, I can't tell because, I know girls like to travel comfortable. Like a lot of girls like to travel in their pajamas. So it's not uncommon to see a girl in pajamas at the airport because she's
Yeah.
going on a long flight.
Same thing at UWA.
So I can't tell if the leggings things.
look like shit. It's going to be. Unless it's the beginning of first semester and all first years like walk around like they look like they're going to a nightclub.
And then,
But then by
second
the end
year,
of
they're wearing
second
pajamas.
semester, everyone's wearing pajamas and
Yeah.
Ugg boots and tracky dags.
Not that anyone would be looking.
This is what I hear.
Trouble. Where's
it's
the
your-
button? You need to
it's
make a
your-
light for when Fred starts talking about stuff that's doing trouble.
Fred, and I think your mic cable's in the Dolmades as well.
No, we
Oh
just
man.
almost flipped it up. I said,
Oh,
a follow up from last week. I don't know why I didn't pick this up at the time, but Washington DC is not in Washington State.
I told you that.
No, Campbell's was like, and then he
that
was,
didn't need following up.
Yeah,
that was
I
just
think
a
that's
fact
just
that
a
everyone
fact that everyone knows.
Campbell.
And
I looked
James
where
it
the
up.
fuck is
Hey.
Washington DC then?
it's like Canberra. It's like this little enclave on the East Coast. Washington State's on the West Coast, and the capital is Seattle. I think.
Yeah.
So there's Washington City and there's Washington State, but they're both are named after George Washington, I assume.
District,
But they're
of
different,
Columbia.
District of
different
Columbia.
places. Yeah. Just blowing Campbell's mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like I think there's Kansas City, which is in Kansas. It's not like that.
You know, I just sort of made the...
That
That
jump to-
assumption.
Yeah. No.
Sorry.
They're on different coasts.
Idiot.
Sorry, you
Of America.
stuttering Indians.
That how we're talking about the one trip, the one-way trip to Mars. They're actually gonna film a reality TV show of the selection
yeah, I heard about
process
that.
and then going over there and so we'll be able to watch it live even if we're
Are
not
they
part of the
actually
crew.
sending someone on a one-way trip to Mars?
Is
they just-
Gina going to be one of the
It's
judges?
happening, I'm sure. It's backed by Nobel Prize winning physicist Fred.
Nobel Prize winning physicist too.
Fred?
Fred?
You never told
Oh,
us.
wow.
From the future. I've come back in time to send people to Mars.
Gerard Hooft.
I think he's a bit mad. But I might be wrong.
Gerard, the mad,
Oh, so
the
you
mad
know
king
him,
physicist.
Gerard too.
No, I might be wrong. But he might be mad.
Did he let everyone burn in his physics department while he laughed? More fire, more fire.
There's also a company who wants to build the Enterprise in space. He wants to get funding.
Space.
I think they want to start a Kickstarter.
We know how.
You can fly to,
That'll probably get
Yeah,
I might
funded.
start a Kickstarter to do
it
like
can
a Stargate.
fly to Mars in 90 days.
They just made that up.
That doesn't. That's
Well, this is on the website, buildtheenterprise.org. Check it out.
That's not true, though.
See, this is what I mean about the whole Mars thing. Yeah.
It's actually...
What do you mean about the whole Mars
Well,
thing?
you know,
What?
why do
Someone's
they build-
someone's
why
going
do
to build
they-
a Star Trek Enterprise.
Why do they build a Star Trek Enterprise?
It's actually taller than that Burj Dubai thing tower. If you stood on its end.
It doesn't need to be. People are idiots. Like the guy who built it in Minecraft is like, all right, fair enough.
Oh, what?
Actually
But
build
someone
it.
actually trying to build it and go to Mars
it
is
doesn't
a
actually
dickhead.
exist. It doesn't make. It's not like the people who wrote Star Trek.
Yeah, but
knew,
what
like,
if
the
they
physics
start-
of how to make it actually work?
Yeah, but what if they do it and then the show becomes fucking
No, but the idea is to
real?
inspire people to do awesome stuff.
yeah, but I
Fred.
understand that.
Think
but just
about
'cause
it.
it's-
How weird would that
That's not
be?
awesome.
It's
If
maybe-
a culture had a mythology and then developed the technology to achieve that mythology and make it real, how
That'd be
fucking
amazing,
weird
Fred.
is that?
Yeah, but they're not. I seriously doubt that that's the sort of best shape for a spaceship, and it's going to be like massive and probably pointlessly large. You know.
Yeah,
Plus,
but
no one's got warp drives yet.
It's kind of like Kevin Smith, right? He was a big Degrassi fan in the 80s, right? And then he got famous enough to the point where he went to the Degrassi producers and said, "Hey, can I write an episode, some episodes of the Degrassi thing?" And when he was a fan of the original Degrassi show back in the 80s, guess he had a crush on? Caitlin.
Wheels.
Yeah.
No, I reckon Kevin Smith had a crush on Wheels. I reckon we're getting
Wow.
a scoop here.
Maybe.
Up on the thing, Harry?
You know who Caitlin
Yeah, I've
is?
forgotten.
Fred on mic.
No, that.
Caitlin. And so he wrote in his 3-part episode arc
she
on
falls
thing.
in love with Kevin Smith.
Yeah. He falls in love and they end up making out on the show.
That's the greatest piece of fanfic.
Yeah. Ever made.
Wow.
And it actually got made.
Yeah.
They
Well,
actually
he
kissed.
played a character.
No, just paid himself.
He played himself going to visit Degrassi High School, right? On a school tour, right? Caitlin is now a teacher there, and she's really hot because she's old. And they have a romantic fling, and he makes out with her for real. Like, he actually kisses the actress who played Caitlin.
Wow. And I bet he had to get lots of takes.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. He's
Yeah.
like, nah, again.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Nah, again. More tongue. Nah.
No, I think that'd be one of those things where it's better left as a dream.
And he had a
She's
wife.
probably, you know,
right?
in
And he
real
had a
life.
wife, and she let him write that into it. Maybe she was one of his...
She's pretty cool. Do you guys, if you listen
Maybe
to her
she
podcast-
was one of his 3.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And he's just like conspired to make this so.
I don't think other celebrities would be allowed a 3. 'Cause they might. It's the whole point of it. Is
Oh, yeah. Who would they be allowed?
Because that'd be
just regular Joes.
No, like historical figures, maybe.
Yeah.
Like
World
Obama.
leaders you could bang.
You know,
like
Oh,
President
world
Bang
leaders,
Obama.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Queen,
Nicolas
Queen.
Sarkozy.
Hillary Clinton, and
So you do the Queen, Hillary Clinton.
I've written this down in the
Eli.
show notes as the biggest news in Fangin history.
Oh.
There's going to be an Alf movie.
I am.
I refuse
so
to
pumped
see
for
it.
that.
No. Can't we just stop? Can we stop?
Do you think it's going to be CGI or are they going to keep him as a
They better
puppet?
not. They better have some
like Garfield.
ridiculous...
I'm hoping it's from the
totally
popularity of
CGI.
the Muppets reboot that they're...
What, and not Alvin and the Chipmunks?
well, that's a worry because that's all CGI, isn't it?
No, but that was a cartoon to begin with.
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you think it'll be plagued with the notorious
the
problems the actual show was?
All the
Alf.
problems and shows.
Apparently, it was like one of the hardest shows ever to make.
yeah.
Because they had the set was all raised so that the puppeteer could get down under it, and the puppeteer couldn't see what was going on, so he was like just acting blind apparently,
Yeah.
and all the actors like they had to do so many takes. All the actors hated it because the Alf puppet was just like useless.
Yeah.
And then all the actors started pissing on each other, and then the director was all getting... There's a big wiki article about it. It's quite funny, actually. The troubled history of Alf.
We're just going back.
They should make a
reading
movie.
on
They
the
should make a
Wikipedia.
movie about that.
Oh, sort of more like a
Yeah, yeah.
Bewitched
No,
movie.
like a behind the scene. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause
You know how-
Bewitched was
did you
all
see
a-
Bewitched?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, but I know what you mean about the movie.
It's
So
all
they should do
meta?
that about Alf,
it was all meta,
but not a comedy, just dark.
Just really dark.
So he actually like brutalizes cats and
Yeah, well, maybe not that. Maybe the guy
Yeah, he
who puppets
eats
him like
cats,
goes
yeah.
home and skins cats. A horror film.
Someone should recut Alf as a horror film. That'd be great. Because he was obsessed with eating the cat, wasn't he? Which is quite funny, but then you think about it, you've got this humanoid thing in your house trying to eat the cat all the time.
cats were like pigs for humans, you know, for him. They're
Right.
so tasty.
Yeah, but if someone had a pet pig, you wouldn't. Well, maybe you would.
I could probably restrain myself.
Fred
Do you
grew
think
up
you
on a
might be
farm,
out there
didn't
licking it?
Think of that bacon. Ribs.
Now, Harry, you had something that you've...
I've just got the Wikipedia for the District of Columbia. And the federal district was named Columbia, which was a poetic name for the United States in use at the time.
Yeah, it's like Britannia.
Because there was Lady Columbia, wasn't there? She was a figure.
That's what they mean.
So that's where the district
Australia
of
have
Lady, there was Lady Britannia.
Poetic name?
Kangaroo.
Well, that's how poetic name.
No, because it's like if you want to draw America, I guess you draw Uncle Sam now.
Oh, he's
you know
down.
those old school political cartoons
Yeah,
where it's like
yeah.
a bear, it's Russia, and England's like a... Well, it's Britannia, and France is like... I don't know what France is. Probably they're all young ladies, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Viralia.
How do you
Germany's
draw
like an
Colombia?
eagle. She's just like a 18th
Oh.
century, 19th century
Who?
just lady.
Who?
Columbia.
No, Columbia's like... No, she looked ancient Greek.
Oh, yeah. She's probably got
She-
a helmet like a...
Yeah.
spiked
It's the same
helmet.
with Britannia. Like Lady Britannia, she used to have a...
Yeah.
Like, she used to have like a Spartan helmet sort of thing with an open face or
She
something.
looks
and-
pretty hot on the wiki page.
Did you guys see that cover of The West or something with Colin Barnett? Doing his
No.
thing? Oh, man. It's pretty funny.
Oh, yes, I did see
I like
that.
that. I don't know who drew it, but I was like, that's pretty good.
Question of the week.
Oh.
Who would you rather have have as a friend, Usher or Nelly?
I feel we've had this question like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, it's been in the show notes because we keep putting back because we had something more topical to talk about, but it is topical this week because I actually saw a live performance of Usher on the internet.
You mean on YouTube? Because I do that all the time.
No, it was live and I was watching it as it happened.
Oh, okay.
He was at the Xbox conference promoting the
Why?
new dance game, and he was amazing.
Usher.
Absolutely amazing.
your answer
He
is
is the
Usher.
new Michael Jackson.
Oh, they heralded him as that when he first
yeah.
appeared.
I know, but I saw him with my own eyes on live, raw sound, so it wasn't perfect. His singing wasn't perfect because it was live, but his dancing was. He was amazing. He just ripped up that stage. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there in awe, jaw to the floor. Hasn't happened since Michael Jackson,
Except there was that Donny guy on Eurovision 2012. He came pretty close.
with the bagpipes.
No, not with the bagpipes. Donny was pretty amazing, and we're going to have to watch that after this to compare maybe Nelly,
Alright.
Usher versus... Is it Usher you're talking
What's
Usher, yeah. So I don't...
what does
Usher's
Nelly
my...
have?
Don't know. I was hoping...
Nelly? He did whoop, whoop, doo, doo.
Yeah, and that it's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Usher did Usher, 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 Usher. Doo, doo, doo.
Nah, it'd be Usher. Usher Hank.
He did, yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Pharrell.
You're thinking of Pharrell from the Neptunes. No.
No.
Yeah.
If you
Ah, it'd
turned
still
up
be
at
Usher.
our high school with Nelly, you would have got laid by every girl on the...
No,
Nah, Nelly would.
Nelly would have got.
Yeah, but
stand
you
there
would have
like a
got
chump.
sloppy seconds for bringing him that joy.
Wow. Thanks, Nelly. Bring you to my high school graduation.
There's lots of other things we keep putting off.
Nobody wants Nelly, I think.
Did you guys read the Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan article?
No, I think
yet?
Usher. Because then you could be like, hey, Usher.
Yeah. It's worth it just for that.
You can say...
And you could go, yeah.
you can introduce him, ushering in a new era of Microsoft devices.
Oh, no, did they say
Oh,
that?
yeah, they did.
Oh, fucking idiots. What was the other question? Hulk Hogan. Did anyone read that article?
Have you read the article yet?
No.
Okay, we can't talk
Fred,
about
you
it.
said you promised you would
I've never
read
seen-
the
I
show.
thought we were going to see Prometheus tonight.
Why aren't we seeing Prometheus tonight?
Because we're going to go see it next week. Are you going to be here next week?
No, probably not.
We'll go see it next week.
Oh, did you watch it? We teased this last week. Did you guys watch The Transit of Venus?
It was too cloudy.
Cloudy ass.
Did you watch the live stream?
Oh, I watched a live stream of it.
Yeah.
But I didn't
So you
I didn't look up at I was planning on staring at it
That's the sun.
for a few
Yeah,
hours as it passed. But it was too cloudy. Oh,
Yeah.
Usher looks crap. He's doing a terrible job.
Looks like a Girl.
Looks like a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah, he's starting to get girly, just like Michael Jackson. Yeah,
He's going to go white. James?
but if he does, you know why it is, because he's the biggest Michael Jackson.
What about the kid thing?
Or who knows what's going on
He's gonna
behind
start
doors.
diddling?
He's probably smarter and knows not to keep it under careless.
He looks quite intelligent with those glasses. They're fooling me because I can't.
You
hear what
guys
he's
can't say
saying.
this. You guys got to paste the link to whatever you're looking at if you're saying something visual.
Sorry,
It's
we're
just showing-
watching Usher unveiling Dance Central 3 for
Oh, right.
Xbox 360 Connect at E3 in LA.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're cutting between footage of him dancing, some 10-year-old girls dancing, and then him at a press conference with enormous, like nerd glasses on. And because I can't hear what he's saying, and he's sitting quite,
He's sitting?
yeah, well, this is at the press
event.
conference.
This
yeah.
must be a post-thing
Yeah.
interview because he
What
was
do they
not
need
sitting
a
on
press
stage.
interview, and he looks really composed.
Say
and
what all the new
relaxed,
games are coming out
and
this year.
Those glasses, I'm
It's
just
like the Apple event. It's like
Yeah, but I get if there's a football game, you have a press conference because it's like unexpected, and it's like, so how did this turn out the way you think?
Oh, we
But
just you just got to
It's
take
like
it.
goes on stage and says his thing, and then he comes out. He's like, "Yeah, the dance went really well. And for pop pretty well."
Well, no, he
talks about why he's supporting this product that's sponsoring him.
Well, look at him. He's if we had the volume on, we could.
He
He's
looks
doing a lot of
quite
this.
Intelligent, yeah.
He looks. He's having a good time. Oh, he's winning me over. I can't even hear what he's saying. Yeah, so definitely Usher I'd like as a friend.
So we've got two ushers.
3 ushers.
Everyone's Usher.
Did anyone read the?
clean.
Fred,
Sweet
you're not on
Usher.
microphone.
Did anyone read that
Fred says Usher.
article about?
So it's 4 ushers. I feel like I could swap to Nelly now.
Oh, why? No, it's like the
so-
Beatles thing.
I'll take that to the 20th reunion. Take him to the 20th reunion.
You want to invite Nelly to
Get laid with all the 40-year-old girls.
Oh, yeah, nothing.
James, if you bring Nelly to our 40-year reunion,
You'd be the best.
you're not getting laid.
How do you know, man?
You wouldn't even
Viagra's
get
going to be
sloppy
so much
seconds.
more improved.
Nah. Nelly would snap up whatever's left.
Is this your game plan, James? Is this your like?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to swap to Nelly then.
Oh,
Nah.
I'm going to befriend Nelly for our 40th anniversary.
What about our 20th anniversary? What, when we're in our 30s,
Reunion.
38?
Are you going to
30,
tweet
sorry.
Usher and say like, "Oh, Usher, we're talking about you on Banging Around.
Oh, we should
How we want you
listen in.
Listen in
Nelly.
now."
Actually,
No,
can you
tweet
come to our
Nelly.
graduation?
Tweet Nelly.
Not our
Nelly,
graduation.
this is the plan, right? Help me get laid. I should make a .com.
Help me
Nelly
get
helps James get laid.com.
Just help me get delayed.com.
I think that's already taken.
No, I doubt it.
Who's helping who, James? Who's helping who? Aren't you helping Nelly get laid?
Yeah, it sounds it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think he needs help.
Sounds like Nelly
I think
should have-
he's going to get
fine.
so much. He can just break me off a bit.
Oh,
That's all I need.
James.
That's not how
James,
Nelly
that's
rolls.
crass. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's...
Oh,
Yeah.
now
Now
it's
you've
crass,
stepped
isn't it?
over the line.
Oh, okay.
Boo.
This is a respectable radio.
What about that guy? Did you see that guy have a tantrum? There's a funny YouTube clip.
Transit of Venus, right?
Oh, yeah, we stopped.
The one thing that you think about, right? You look how small
That's
Venus
the one
is
thing you think
against. Like, look how small Venus is against that sun, right?
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel. And you see those diagrams of how small our sun is to other suns in the galaxy. We are just a speck of dust. We're not even a speck of dust in this universe.
True.
It makes you really put you in your place. I know when I say we, I mean the whole planet. I'm not talking about us personally. We're even smaller than that. Smaller than a speck of dust.
If you think about a grape, that's even smaller. That's
Yeah,
just pretty
we're
big,
we're
though.
all made out of stardust.
I know, that's a beautiful thought.
Even our solar system, we feel like it's this little bay, in the galaxy that we're all
I
parked
call it the
in.
Michael. The Michael Bay.
I call it the parking.
I call it the Sandy.
But we're just like little rocks floating around the sun. And we're all really spread out as well. It's not like we're in an asteroid field of
And you
planets.
want to leave it and go to Mars to die. Shame on you.
You're going to die anyway on Earth, Fred. You might as well go to Mars and be...
Big. Yeah.
That guy went to Mars. How awesome was he?
Yeah, imagine being the first man to die on Mars.
People will talk of your name for
Fucking
millennia.
imagine that.
That's pretty cool, yes.
They whack a gravestone up there, that's you.
Yeah.
Done.
When we eventually
And then-
terraform it, your gravestone would be like, people
monument.
come and pray and say...
So would you
You'd
say
be like the
that-
first man. You'd be like Adam,
Yeah.
except real.
Would you take your gravestone up with you? Just like...
Yep.
No, you carve it yourself.
allowed
in
it.
Yeah,
preparation?
you carve it. The first day you land, you start carving.
Yeah.
See,
Just
that's
a bit
cool.
each day.
Prepared.
And
That
a
I
couple of
like.
days later, you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
I like it.
And you got yourself sorted.
Start go Mount Rushmore on it.
Yeah, just get
Just
big.
go there. You know you're going to die. You've got 10 weeks of oxygen and food. You carve your
No,
face.
they'll give you
got
at least a
mountain.
year of oxygen.
Yeah, what about that big face that they thought they found on Mars? Make a real one. Fucking
Yeah.
looking back at Earth. Staring at you. The
Bam,
planet of
chicka,
war.
bam,
Rah. And then put on that, Gustav Holst, the bringer of war, Mars. Brrr.
Oh, man.
Start cranking that and just have that going. And if anyone ever tries to go to Mars again, forget about it. Be terrifying. Imagine that. Imagine your big gob staring up at you.
Fred,
Every day I see it.
also we haven't discussed on the show, West Australia has been...
West
West Australia, that's what I'm going to call it now.
It's known
It's
as
gonna-
Westeros.
Westeros. Is, got some gig with a telescope.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with that, Fred?
I don't know. I haven't gleaned any more information. We got half of the SKA, the Square Kilometre Array.
So,
We got half of it.
1 square kilometre.
The other half goes to South Africa.
Does it? They split it.
They split
What?
it.
They just split the difference. So you got
Split.
two half dud ones.
But if they're both on the other sides of the planet, won't they both be facing in opposite directions?
That doesn't matter anyway, I don't think.
How can that not matter?
No,
I
it's
think
more that they-
when WA is on one side, it's predicting stuff, and it's telling it. So when South Africa
not that
turns around, it'll be looking
No,
at the
because
right
it
spot.
just they get the higher frequency stuff. Radio waves, we get the lower frequency waves.
So it's not really a square kilometre away, it's 2 half square kilometre arrays.
It was never really a square kilometre.
Oh, so
one
they were
thing.
just hyping the name up.
No. It's not like some big cube like a kilometre by a kilometre. It's just a bunch of stuff that adds up to a square kilometre.
Oh, that's
Oh.
And then you can have the high frequency and the low frequency, so they split it in two, so we get the low.
it's entirely less interesting than I thought.
Yep.
What is it going to do?
If a planet has an airport, like we have airports with radio waves, within 50 light years, we'll see it.
And if they don't?
Well, then we won't see it.
What if we built a square kilometre array on Mars?
Be just as
Did they put in a bid? Did the Martians put in a bid?
Fred, did they?
If you flew
There's
to
no one
Mars-
up there to vote.
Yeah, I could put a bid in. If you were up there, you could put bids in for things like this.
You could get 100% of the vote.
You
Ah,
said,
of
Carol,
Mars.
you wouldn't do it. You said you wouldn't go to Mars to die.
But I'd want to send you.
Scientists, Fred, that's what you got.
Well, I'd be useless up there. I wouldn't know what to do.
You'd be pretty
You
good
would.
at carving your face into
Yeah, I couldn't carve it. It'd
Right.
end up like some smiley face. Just frown.
Well,
big
you and I will go.
frowning face.
I'll carve your face and you do the
All
science.
right, I'll keep us both.
No,
alive.
then you get all the glory.
And then I'll kill you first. Oh no, should I die first? Oh, it's tough. Do I want to be the first to die, or do I want to like?
be the other one. We should actually talk about cars, because I like the new Mini design.
Oh, yeah.
Looked
I haven't
sexy.
seen the new mini design.
Well,
It's
you
in the
should
show
read
notes.
The show notes, man.
Can we put the... So, in the break, we were learning all about Mr. Rogers, who died recently, and
2003.
he died in 2003.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, for some reason, he had a renaissance on Reddit a while ago, and I followed a bunch of stuff, but I apparently didn't see the cool stuff, which Campbell has found for us. Shows some cool videos of Mr. Rogers being auto-tuned and him defending PBS, which is like America's version of ABC, I guess.
Yep.
In America. And you were trying to retell a myth that you'd heard, or not necessarily a myth, but some kind of story. What happened? Mr. Rogers,
Yeah,
he's kind of like
okay.
the like play school in
In the
America,
States and Canada, I
like
get
SBS,
impression.
but he had a show like Sesame Street, but it was just him. He was like the head of the show, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like
He was
Play
the
School,
face of
except
it.
it was just one guy.
Yeah.
It was Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers. And I think I've never actually seen a whole episode, because we never got it here in Australia, like James was saying. But I think the gist of it is Mr. Rogers is this kind of like uncle-y kind of guy, and he would he'd come home from work, I think, every day, and he'd kind of sing his song, and he'd take his cardigan off and take his shoes off, and then he'd be like, "Oh, hey there," and then something would happen, and he'd be like, "Hey, I'm baking a cake today for someone's birthday," or he'd have a guest come in, or something would happen. But apparently there's a few things I know about him. And one of the things is sort of this this anecdote, or almost a fable, that at one point his car was stolen, and he reported it stolen. And this is how I remember the tale. And he reported it stolen to the police, and the police leaked to the media that his car was stolen, and then the radio was doing all the broadcasts, local celebrity Mr. Rogers' car's been stolen, and the thieves happened to overhear it, and having grown up with Mr. Rogers, felt horrible and remorseful and returned the vehicle and left a note saying, sorry, Mr. Rogers, I didn't realise it was your car. That's the story. I've just checked on Snopes.
Mm-hmm.
I've misremembered the story slightly, but the gist is the same, and it's undetermined. Snopes cannot
So
say
it's pretty much true.
true or not.
Snopes would know if it was fake.
Well, that's the thing. Surely if it was fake, but that's the sort of thing, surely someone would have just, over the course of his life, would have just asked Mr. Rogers, did this thing happen to you? But there you go.
So something I forgot to mention in the previous version of the show was something I've been consuming is my new favourite show on TV, and I know I've been critical of you guys in the past by getting to reality TV and some of these shows like Jersey Shore and My Big Fat Wedding and all this stuff, but I found my kryptonite, and it's called Bait Car. Have you heard about Bait Car?
No.
What? Baker?
Bait. BAIT car.
Do they have a stealable car and they leave it out there?
Police get a car that is popular in lower socio-economic zones. Like in Australia, it would probably be a Holden Caprice.
Yep.
And they put it in those areas with the door open and the keys in the thing, and it's all rigged with cameras and GPS systems and whatnot. And basically what they do is they just sit there, the undercover cops sit there and watch this car, and when it's taken, they're watching the video and they can hear every sound that's going on inside in the car because it's got microphones in it as well. And they wait for someone to take it, and they go, once they've gone a few blocks, they've gone past the police station, so they're not dropping off to return saying, hey, we found this car with the keys unlocked. They use the remote system to kill the power in the car stops, and they put the child locks on so they can't get out on all the doors, right? And so they're stuck in this car until the police turn up and arrest them. And it's just...
No. Is this a real show?
This is a real TV show. Look at it, Bait Car on
Operation
YouTube.
Repo? Because that's
It's
not
probably like that, but it seems to be...
Is Operation
it's run
Reaper
by
not real?
real. Never would have thought. Well, I did think.
Right, but it's police people doing it, so it has to be real, right?
Oh, what? I watched The
Gotta
Wire.
be.
And I found out that's not real police people.
So
Yeah.
It's not real
okay,
police.
you
They're
guys
Repo
haven't...
Men in Operation
Neither
Repo.
of you... Okay, so let's make this interesting. Neither of you guys have seen it. Neither the three of you haven't seen this show. When that person is eventually locked in the car and the car's stopped and the police turn up, what do you think the people, 9 times out of 10, what do you think the people say?
Look at their car broke down.
I didn't know it was.
Stolen?
Come on, think about this, guys. It's a
Help
bit
me.
better for me.
I'm trapped in the car. Can you get me out?
I think the child locks on.
My friend's just getting some smokes.
Do they try
What
to
would you
hide
put
in the
yourself in
footwell?
there? Put yourself in the shoes of the person who's trapped in this car, and what would you say to try and get out of being
I
arrested?
jump into the passenger seat and say, "Help! I'm trapped." I don't know.
I don't know.
What do they say?
Yeah, what do they say? I've never done it. Maybe I need to be in that situation.
We have some audio. They say, "Oh, I was just moving it."
Well, how can the
I was
police? How do the
just
police know
moving
they
it.
weren't?
Because they've got video of the criminal getting in the vehicle and audio of the vehicle getting, oh my god, someone just left the keys in it, oh my god.
That's a bit entrapment, isn't it?
Is it, Fred?
Is it really?
No one gave
not.
them the keys and said,
but-
do this.
Yeah, it's just an
It's not
opportunity.
entrapment.
Yeah, but it's an opportunity crime, so it's sort of a bit like
What cars do they
You know, okay. So if most of the people that steal this car have a history of stealing cars, fair enough. But if they're all like first-time offenders or people with minor criminal records, then it's a little bit entrapment.
How do they get them to sign off?
Well, at least the
on-
ones that I've seen on YouTube, I haven't found online.
How do they get them to
other
sign
means.
off on releasing the videos? Do they lower their
I think
charges?
as soon as you're convicted as a criminal activity, it becomes public
Oh, okay.
access.
Apparently, people and cops, the criminals, just do it. They're happy to sign them over, sign away their rights.
I guess they say, at least I was on TV.
So Operation Repo's a dramatization.
Yeah, but that's not run by police, is it?
No, it's so fake. It's like,
Oh, I had no. Well, I've never heard of Operation Repo, so
It's
I don't know
not-
why I'm shocked that it's,
it's
not,
not a
real.
good show.
What was that horrible one? That truly horrible one, where they would have someone whose car was going to be repossessed, and then they would have to answer 3 quiz questions to try to get it.
The people were so dumb. Though.
That was horrible.
But they asked like,
where is Washington D.C.? They asked things like that.
no, it was worse than that. The people were idiots.
Seriously though,
Harry's playing with the mics. The patang you heard was him flicking a bit of plastic in the Campbell's wine glass.
Harry, this is why you should be on this mic, so you stay on the one that you broke already.
you get the old broken,
still
and I
good.
get the new hotness.
It's still good. It's not that broken.
You taste the trilogy, Fred.
So yeah, check out Baker, because you'll just watch the clips that are on YouTube.
It sounds like you're saying baker, like
Yeah.
butcher.
I know
baker.
it. That's what I heard.
Bait car.
When I heard bake car, I was thinking. like a
When
car with a
I
whole bunch
heard
of
other
pretty
people
girls
talking
in
about it, I thought they were
Okay.
saying something different as well. It's hard to say. I can't remember what they.
Have you guys watched Storage Wars? It's like the world's most boring reality TV show.
No.
I think I told you about it. When people don't
yeah.
pay the rent on their storage lockers, they
So it goes
auction off
up-
the thing.
It goes up for auction, and people have to take. They only get a certain amount of time to look at what's there, and they can't touch
You
it.
can't go through it. You just stand at the side. And you're like,
And you have to guess what it's worth just from looking in the door, and you bid based
then
on
you
what
bid
you
it,
see.
and
What?
you bet it, and then you see if there's hopefully there's some stuff's in there.
Isn't
worth
that how
more.
all that Dungeons and Dragons stuff got?
Possibly, yeah.
Something like that, wasn't it? Wow, it's crazy. I've never heard of that. Would you do it? Would you become hooked on it?
I'd become hooked on
I
it.
watched one episode.
It'd be pretty exciting,
It'd be
wouldn't
awesome, yeah. It'd be like buying a packet of like trading cards.
it? Yeah.
Like, oh shit, what's in it? Oh, if I got a rare special card.
I'm like
Crazy.
if there's like a safe down the back, everyone goes nuts.
I know there's a Ferrari in a Subi storage that I've got a storage shed at.
You have a storage shed.
And there's a Ferrari in one of the storage sheds. You saw
Why
the
do you keep a
owner.
Ferrari in a storage shed? I don't believe it. Well, there might be extenuating circumstances, but you think you just want to drive it around a bit?
It's an old one. It's like a Medina or something.
Maybe it's an investment.
Medina. No, it's not an investment one either. It's like a crap one.
Maybe his wife's like, get rid of that Ferrari so he's ready to.
A crap Ferrari.
It's it's not a classic one that are fetching like 4 million or 10 million or whatever, and it's not like a brand new one. It's like one from sort of the 80s where they were kind of crappy.
Testarossa.
How do you decide
Yeah.
what goes in there?
How do I decide?
Yeah. Like how? Okay, so how often do you go to this place?
Yeah, it depends.
How many times a year?
We go like once a month, maybe.
Once a month?
Really?
Maybe, yeah.
To drop off or pick up?
Usually
sort of
drop
swap
off.
around?
Usually drop off.
How much is it?
I don't actually know. It's my dad's. I share one with my dad because he had one in Subi for office stuff, and he said that they come up really infrequently. You know, because it's all offices around that area that don't tend to own them.
This is
And
next
he's-
to the home base. Bunnings
Yeah,
and-
it's right next to home base. Yeah, near Lords.
I would go past it and I was like, that's like prime real estate. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it is. So Dad had one, and then he was offered another one because one came up, like someone cancelled their lease, and so he took that other one as well. So now he's got two, and then he gave one to me. So I don't know, but it's a godsend. I don't know what we'd do if we didn't have it. But then I'm just like, oh, we've got all that stuff, and then we should just get rid of it because. But we do go back.
You're
and
blind
look
auction,
forwards.
Campbell. Story Wars style. No one's allowed in, they just have to bid.
Well, there's all sorts of stuff in there. There's like lots of artworks of ours in there from previous exhibitions that we don't have room for. There's baby stuff. There's like furniture and things that we can't fit in our place, but that we do have and that we don't want to get rid of. So it's all sorts of bits and pieces. Sometimes we swap things out. Storage. It's exciting.
We're in my storage.
Let's get a more dynamic topic
right now.
Yeah. Well,
Do you
how
have
much?
like lots of empty cupboard boxes? In
Yeah,
there?
okay, like,
No, I
what
don't
if
have
something
any.
breaks?
I don't have any empty cardboard boxes in my storage. I should. Maybe I should get some.
Let's talk about the wind. No,
The-
that's fine.
The wind has been pretty howling. It's been incredible. It ripped roofs off. My partner got caught in that tornado that hit.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, out in Morley. So she was in Morley.
So once in a blue moon, Perth has a tornado.
Yeah, there was one in South Perth while I was living there. It ran through Mill Point Road and the roofs off a couple of houses. And then there was one out in... That was years ago. That was like a decade or so ago. And then there was one in Morley just a few days ago, which is a northern suburb. And my partner was out at the shopping centre there. And she was in the shops, in a big shopping complex. And just all of a sudden, this wind just started like roaring through the complex. She's in the Galleria. And all these like huge chunks of dust were like just flying through the air, like just going everywhere. And she was like, "What the fuck's going on?" She didn't say it like that. That's my version. And then one of the staff in one of the shops was just like, "Oh, I think they're testing the ducting or something." And she's like, no. And then she just like went into a shop and hid while it was all going down. But it was pretty crazy. And then when she left the shops, like all the shade sails have been torn off there. There's a huge
Imagine being stuck in
above ground
Morley
car park.
on a Saturday and the power goes out. It'd be chaos.
It would. People would just be looting.
Yeah, you just start looting. 2 seconds.
Yeah, I reckon. I
Pick
give
up
it
a
2.
chair, put it through a window.
Yeah. Well, the shops are open, so you probably wouldn't need to
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
just take stuff.
You'd be a bit of an asshole if you broke
you
their
want
window
weed?
as well.
Those listening can probably hear the weather coming from the mics right now. It's weird. Rain in Perth is kind of weird. Like it only happens for like 2 months a year.
Nobody knows what to do. I was thinking, it's like winter's started now, and it's in
Perth
another
people
2 months.
freak
It'll be
out.
over.
Hmm.
It'll be back to being summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perth people freak
By
out
the end
in
of
winter 'cause
August,
so
it's going to
short.
be
But it also
spring.
rains like a month. Like in Perth, when it pisses down, it pisses down.
But it only pisses down for 5 minutes at a
Yeah.
time, and then it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it'll start again for 5 minutes.
Because the soils around here aren't used to getting rain all the time. They just when they get a lot of rain, they don't know what to do with it, and so the water just floods.
That's not actually true.
That's not true.
Harry's
I just
soil
made that up.
expert.
Harry
Very
knows the
good,
answer.
well-draining soils.
So why do we?
Sands. Well, it's because we're on a flat floodplain. Well, it's not a floodplain, but it's pretty flat, and so the soils drain well.
I
but
realise that we
they
don't.
pond pretty easily.
Our
'cause-
CBD doesn't get flooded like Brisbane every 30 years.
Yeah, but our CBD pretty much is a swamp,
Yeah.
or was a swamp, and so it will
Still
flood
is a swamp.
pretty easily. And pretty much most of Perth was a swamp before they...
We've obviously
Subiaco
engineered it
drained it
reasonably
and
well.
filled it in.
The fact that we don't get flooded like Brisbane does. Right? No?
Yeah, well, Brisbane is a floodplain, so it's next to a big river that...
For those who don't know,
Traditionally
live outside
floods.
of Australia,
No, who cares about this?
a city slightly bigger than Perth of about 1.8 million people, one of the major cities in Australia.
Northeastern Australia.
Was it last year? Beginning of last year? Got flooded, like as in the CBD, like where the 50-story towers was flooded up to the first floor level. Which is pretty crazy, which is kind of... I realise it's nowhere near as bad as New Orleans because it's such a slow process because it's not a hurricane that hit them. But, it's kind of that kind of damage, though. And apparently it happened last in 1974, and then before that it happened in the 1920s, so it
Dad,
happens
there's like
every 30 years.
Up in York,
Oh, they get proper floods.
there's a
there.
mark like 2 meters high on the shop walls, which is like the Great Flood of whenever it was.
Of York.
York.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, the Avon River. Oh,
Yeah.
crazy.
And it's like, it's like 6 meters above the river level type flood. Like it's
Wow.
crazy, crazy flood. So they got a once in 100 year
Hey.
flood.
Are your folks worried about it? Is the flood coming?
They don't, yeah.
Have
Maybe.
they flood-proofed the basement?
No, but you got to wonder why they filled it in the first place.
It's a little bit haunted house
Weird.
kind of vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like what-
we were out in this abandoned sort of house, derelict, digging up this basement.
York is a town about, 150 k's out
Yeah, that was completely flooded like 3 meters above roof level 100 years ago. And then we're digging out this basement.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Have they
And,
got
and
pizza
some of
oven going
those
yet?
sexy pics that I promised for our Facebook page, they are going to come from Fred's parents' property in York.
Man, we should totally go down to York and get the pizza oven working. It's a mission.
Futurama's back, baby. Another season.
Is it?
Spontaneous bits of news.
Residents of Perth and the southwest prepare for even more severe weather as another intense cold front approaches the coast. Bureau of Meteorology Manager of Weather Services Graham Redder said next week weather event will be similar in strength to the system that affected the Perth South.
I call bullshit on this. They're always hyping up the weather. Remember before when everyone was like, the storm was coming? It seems
the
storm-
cyclone that came that was going to come
cyclone, no.
last year.
He's
Oh, yeah, but
boy
they
who
just
cries
dodged
wolf.
us. We watched
Boy
it
who
dodge
cries
us.
wolf.
Winds are expected to reach 125 kilometers an hour.
No.
Well,
I'm calling it.
What comes,
I'm
you better
calling
be
it.
out in it.
I'm calling it.
I want to see you out
I'll
in it,
go out
whatever
in it.
comes.
I'll go out in it. Did we ever settle the soft cheese when you're pregnant argument? Because someone else is talking about it.
Who else is talking? Why
I
are all these
remember.
people around?
No,
talking about
Campbell
soft
asked on the
cheeses?
phone when he was asking about the 3, right? You rang up Liz.
No, I didn't ask.
Oh, no, we asked you when you came in because you're the only person that has a child. And
Yeah.
Liz...
Harry, are you just taking up the role as like the dude who just Googles it? Don't say things.
No, that's what we need. We need a producer who's
producer.
checking our facts. as we go.
Fact check.
Fact check.
Soft cheese. I think you're not supposed to. Is that what I said last
Did
week?
Liz actively avoid it? Or
I think so. I think so.
Did you...
Because it has
keep up with this kind of stuff?
unprocessed dairy or something in it, or
I think someone was saying that they were wondering. I think this is an overheard conversation. They were wondering if some girl was pregnant, and so the guy's like, "Why don't you offer some soft cheese?" That's what she said.
Well, according to Google, cheese is an important source of protein and calcium for pregnant women, but certain kinds do need to be avoided. This is because cheeses are more inclined to allow growth of bacteria such as listeria, which can harm your unborn child.
there you go.
No blue
These
cheese.
cheeses are moister and less acidic than other cheeses, providing a perfect environment for bacteria to grow. However, through cooking, thorough cooking, should kill any listeria, so it should be safe to eat these cheeses in cooked food. Before you eat it, though, make sure it has been properly cooked and is piping hot all the way through. There you go.
Campbell, how
good to
involved
know.
were you in the
Listeria.
pregnancy?
Were you pregnant at the same
Did you
time?
go out and
No,
study?
I was
things?
instrument in.
Were you there at the beginning?
I caused it.
But did you
If
go out and
that's what you
study
mean.
stuff like
Yeah, I read
what I
up
should
and-
offer my wife at this
Yeah,
time, and
you want
how
to
do
know
I
what's
deal with
going
her
on.
mood swings and
Yeah, like dietary needs and things. I've forgotten it all now, obviously.
it's all. But you were deeply involved, or you were just kind of like, oh, she can
Yeah,
deal with it.
You just kind of do it a bit half-assed. Are you did that, Nazari? Are you involved, or are you just kind of like?
No, I'm pretty involved.
I know
in
you're-
every element, every
I
facet.
know
of
you're
what's
involved
going on.
now, right? But when she's carrying all the weight, it's easy to be like, oh well,
Too bad.
what happens happens.
No, I remember all of it.
Yeah.
I knew all of it. I knew
Yeah.
what was going on. Yeah.
Did you guys go to classes?
Yeah,
together?
antenatal classes. Yeah, they were cool.
Totally pronatal.
Did you guys
Playing
have
against the
meet
baby,
friends? Is that like you meet friends through that? Like
no,
who are having
I
kids
didn't
at the
meet
same
any
time
friends
and
through
no,
antenatal
okay.
classes.
Were
No.
they? Because they went. Well, maybe we won't talk about these people.
No, I just. Oh, I find it hard to make friends. I find it hard to meet people that I like. Or I don't like most people I meet. It's more what I'm saying. And I think I've got sort of like an upper cap on how many people I can be friends with, almost. Not that I won't be courteous or nice to people, but it's like, that's if I'm starting a friendship relationship with this person, do I actually have enough time for them?
You're gonna have to cut someone else.
Well, it's like that, you know what I mean?
one or
It's
the
like,
other.
so, I'm very hesitant to get too involved with people. it's different in a workplace situation because you're at work with them,
Yeah.
So you got to be there no matter what. So, you can be friends with people there.
Your lady friend is older than you, like half a generation older than you.
No, it's not.
Generation is fairly
No, it's a
arbitrary.
generation. Yeah. it's
Well,
also-
yeah. What is generation? Right, but I assume that her friends grew up in a different era to you.
5 years, isn't
They have
it?
different
question?
music, right?
What's the
all right,
question?
All right. When you're hanging out with her friends, is it all good? Like, do you find common ground easy,
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
or is it mainly just life stuff? Like, oh yeah,
Yeah, mainly life
paid the
stuff.
rent,
Yeah,
pay the rent.
yeah, stuff like that.
Or is it like, hey, did you check out Dexter and did you think she had a boob job? And
Oh no, I usually save that for Monday nights.
okay,
Yeah.
hanging around.
Yeah, there's a bit
Okay.
of
Or
there's a,
Sunday nights.
Just
Also
because
nice.
you're comfortable talking about it around us, or because you don't think they're going to watch that because they have a different.
Yeah, both.
Mm,
Both.
mm.
But I can yeah.
They're more mature.
Yeah.
years, Jake.
Yeah, the
Half a
5 years.
generation.
Yeah, they're half a generation
I'm
more
not trying
mature.
to be like, oh, they're
They've
so
seen so much more.
sophisticated. I'm just saying, like, what are
Weren't they the
they?
greatest
What's
generation, or is that something
what's Elizabeth and her friends? What's big with them these days? I know she's big. The Boss fan of the Boss.
Yeah.
Are they her friends big into that? Like,
No,
when,
not really.
When Boss brings out
But
new albums,
Boss
they go
wasn't
crazy.
5 years before us, though.
No, but I'm saying, like, you have a different. I realize probably Brian or Zoe have. You are only 2 years apart from Zoe, right? But I think from my perspective, there's a huge gap in perspective of what Zoe likes.
Yeah,
I could be
but
wrong.
I don't think that's
Zoe's a girl and Fred's
Yeah, I
a
don't think
boy.
that- yeah.
Well,
I think it's an age thing.
I don't see the difference between you and Brian. Seem to have more in common on what you consume than Zoe and Fred.
I don't
Harry.
think that's an age thing, though. I think age has very.
No, but you're the same. You're both 84s.
We are the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
I
there's
think
only,
that's about
there's
where
what? There's 2 years between you and Zoe.
Yep.
correlation does not equal causality, James.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to create some conversation here. You guys are shutting me down.
Yep.
Yep. That's
We're Community
pretty
United
much
Front
what
to
we're
shut
doing.
down relationship talk.
No, this is not relationship talk. This
This is relationship
It is
talk,
relationship
James,
talk.
and it's being shut down.
It's not negative relationship. I'm not saying
No.
stuff we've said before in the past that was
need
bad.
That looks fucking awesome.
Would you guys drive a Caterham around if I gave you one?
Yes.
A what?
Caterham 7?
Yes. Are you offering me one?
They have a
If
Formula
I
1
bought
team
one,
now.
could you help me build it?
How do you spell that?
Because you build them as kit cars. That's
Yeah.
awesome. They're only like 12 grand or something.
You know they have a Formula
off.
1 team?
30 grand maybe.
Hold on. Are they 12 grand or 30 grand?
I
That's
don't
a
know.
world
Maybe
apart,
70,
Fred.
right?
I think if you're getting a kit, they're going to be more than 12.
No, I don't
grand.
know. Harry, you're the... Harry, find out how much...
I don't think you can put together a kit car for 12 grand. Maybe without the engine, it would be 12
Oh,
grand.
No, yeah, maybe.
Car news? Are we going to segue into the car news
Well,
section? of
Harry
Fangin'
was just getting quite excited about the Lamborghini
Today,
Aventador.
I drove
Oh.
the Camry Hybrid for the first time.
Oh,
The new-
you're quite into the hybrid.
So is there really only like a few types of cars you get to drive at this place?
Caterham
Yeah.
7, 16,000 to 43,000
Yeah, you
pounds.
get the 16,000 van.
Pounds.
And that probably doesn't include an engine.
What is a Caterham?
It's like a Lotus 7, isn't it?
They own. It's some weird legal thing where they own the Logus brand in some respects.
That's the one you know. It's the one that the prisoner drives in The Prisoner.
But that's a fourth of Formula 1.
Well, yeah, they make all of those. But that's the one you'd be...
Can
that's
you
the
buy,
road one.
Can you buy that one?
No, you can buy that one. That's the
Can you
road
buy
one.
that one?
No.
That's shit.
You know, go up and look at Lotus 7.
Yeah, car news. What was the car news?
I drove the new Camry Hybrid.
Oh, Camry Hybrid. What was it like? Was it quiet?
It is. They're amazingly quiet. But I only drive them like 200 meters, so I would love to know what it's
Big
like.
shout out.
If you guys if you guys driven the new highway.
Hey, Zoe!
Hello,
Zoe, are you online? Our
She's
number
live.
one
Zoe!
You should have at least
listener.
Number
at least
one fan.
listener.
Number one with a bullet, baby. Woo!
Zoe, tweet us and say, can we talk about what was banned earlier?
Oh, James, shut the fuck up!
No one even wants to. Oh, she's gone. Oh. James.
Zoe, email us a question or whatever.
Mailbag@fangandaround.com.
Or you can tweet us.
Tweet us at Fanganround.
Okay.
Tweet us.
Okay, Zoe, please stay listening. This is all for you. Now, James, you talk about your hybrid, and then Fred, I want to get back to you with your kit car.
Okay, well, there's been big hype about this. So we're going to get the new Camry Hybrid. We're going to get the new Camry. And I think we have the old Camry Hybrid, and they're all done 50k or so when we sell cars at 60k. And that's the first... I don't know if they even called a Camry Hybrid, but they are really quiet. But the question I want to know is what they are like on the road. Because it's all very been quiet, but if you're going over a rough road, like, have you guys driven on the new highway down south?
Oh, yeah, lots.
Yeah, and at some point you go over this bridge and just everything goes loud.
Yeah.
Because they use a different road surface.
Uh-huh.
Have they actually insulated so that doesn't stop? Because would that be even louder because the engine doesn't even drown out the noise of the road, pure road coming through your car?
I don't know.
I don't think you...
Because I hear like Rolls-Royce cars, right? What they do is they have microphones on the outside of the car playing the frequency of what's outside in the reverse frequency inside the car to make the car really silent, like noise cancelling headphones.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that works over a large area distance, though.
I think Rolls-Royce have it sorted.
Yeah, they do something to reduce noise.
Did you see the Rolls-Royce electric prototype?
No, I haven't. No. That would be really quiet, I'm sure.
Yeah. And, you know, the Spirit of Speed, the marquee or whatever that comes up, you know, usually it's made of is it sterling silver? I can't remember, but this one's like a crystal, and then it lights up. No, it's fucking awesome.
It's like a chintzy.
I loved it. I was like, damn, that's so cool. And the thing, like, because Rolls-Royce, you know, that is huge cars, they're enormous. They just packed the engine bay with like
But
batteries.
that's actually a serious concern for me, because at that point I have to switch to headphones, because I can't actually... I'll put my Echo speakers at full bore. I can't even hear what I'm listening to. It's so loud inside the Echo when I'm driving over that section of the road. Yeah, I mean, you were probably driving a Jag, so you didn't have this problem.
Well, they're now the Renault, which is which is quite... The soundproofing is quite good in that.
We have been
Kit cars.
sent a message.
Now, Fred wants to talk about starting a kit car.
I thought you wanted to talk about it.
No, well, I wanted you to explain.
Our number one Fangin' Around fan, you can become a fan by following us at Fangin' Around on Twitter, wants to know, what night are you seeing Prometheus?
Probably next Monday.
And what's the big difference between Fred and Zoe? She has the answer. Fred is like an old man.
Can we get Zoe in on the show?
No.
She's good.
She can.
I don't have Skype set up, but
No, I mean, can she come in?
Guest appearance.
A number one fan.
well,
We could.
I've been trying to get her to do her own podcast on the show, but she's rebuted my offers. So.
Well, she's more than welcome on Fangin. Come on in, Zoe.
I do.
Or we can hold a
Offer
competition.
this invitation.
We can hold a competition for our fans.
Yeah.
And you just have to... First person to tweet us gets to come along.
We're waiting.
Kit car. I think it'd be
car.
a lot of fun, because it's
I
really
would
annoying to
love
put
to.
together old cars because they're all broken and like fits and still growing.
Where would we build it?
Just in a shed. Just need a shed. Some spanners.
Who's got a shed? Is the one at York?
I'll have a shed at some point in my life.
Oh, we're talking like 10 years in the future.
Yeah, well, we've got to scrape together like 20 grand first.
I thought you said it was $12,000.
£12,000, and I don't think that one has an engine.
It was £16,000.
£16,000.
It's a bit out my price range. I am entering the Pepsi Max competition, cash or car. You get 50,000 cash, or you get $100,000 HSV.
What would you get?
I'll probably take the cash, because...
Wouldn't you get the HSV Fang for a couple of Ks?
Nah,
and then
because as soon
sell
as you
it?
drive it out.
Yeah, but can you actually sell HSC? Aren't they customized so that no one wants to buy your car?
Oh, yeah, you hardly ever see any HSVs in Perth. They're
do
like
you
so
mean?
rare. Especially, and like, I think with HSVs, the more like, if it's got a big spoiler or like big alloys
Big
or like big stereo,
alloys.
people don't want that. Your VHS buyer's not into that.
So you think it's better to get $100,000?
No, I'd take $100,000 in a second.
I'd love a Pepsi Max though.
No, Fred. No, do you don't misunderstand? You get 50,000 cash, or you get a $100,000 car, and so you have risk saying I will be able to sell that car for more than 50,000.
take the 50 grand.
You would take
you?
the 50 grand. You don't think you could sell the 100,000 HFS for more than 50,000?
I reckon you could just trade it in at a dealer for more than. I reckon a dealer. No.
They'd probably take 50 grand.
But is it done in like Pepsi Max decal?
Yeah, that might be a problem. I don't know. Well, if that was the offer, I'd ring up some dealerships and see what they buy the car for me from.
I wonder what the timeline is for you to decide after they tell you you've won.
Oh, I'm sure they give you more than 10 minutes.
What if they don't, though?
They don't give you more than 10 minutes, and you got
What
to
if they
decide.
do?
Yeah. Okay, if you got
what do you want?
the length for the phone call, say 2 minutes to decide. So you can maybe do one Google search. That's it.
No.
Live Googling. Okay, well.
All right, I'm googling.
What are your search terms? What are you going for?
All right, my make is Holden, and I'm pretending to tell.
You're going to straightfordrive.com.
What sort of car was that again?
How many V's does it have?
Are there 8 or 6 V's? Oh fuck! What model was it?
Well, it's just a custom HSV.
What do you mean custom?
It must be a
Exactly.
lot of custom for 100
It's a
grand.
special vehicle.
Yeah, Holden special vehicle.
Would you guys ever go to Summer Nats?
What's that?
Oh, you know what Summer Nats
I don't know what some
Is
of
that big burnout fest?
Yeah,
It's like
burnout.
the biggest one. You wouldn't even go.
And there's hot babes.
What do you
They
mean?
got
What?
Bikini
No.
Babes, Donut Fest.
Bikini babes.
I'm not into that sort of
Donut
stuff.
You wouldn't even go. Would you ever go to
No.
Kwinana?
Smell
the
of
drags?
burnt rubber.
No.
I can't
Demolition
believe
Derby.
I think we should do a live Fangin' around at the races.
I think
So
we
do
should
I.
do an excursion.
Have you guys
to
ever
Kwinana
been to the
Speedplex.
Kwinana Speedway?
No, no.
Look, the only HSV vehicles I can find are $85,000 worth. That's the
On eBay?
highest
On Gumtree?
on
What's the price?
drive.com.au.
Okay, so...
These are used ones.
Oh, that's
used.
right. They might have probably
and they're
100 grand
selling.
in
So
there.
you reckon they're selling for that price? So you could get extra 35 grand by selling it used.
There's heaps that are 75 grand for, and they've got like 5,000 Ks on them. 75 grand for 5,000 Ks.
Maybe you take-
So you could go for a Fang. You could Fang down south and back.
So from your one Google search, you would go for the car.
Are you
not the
worried-
50 grand.
I would. Look, there's one from last year, a 2011 HSV GTS with 26,000 Ks, and it's going for 72 grand.
That's a GTS though.
Yeah, but the other one they said was worth 100 grand.
What is GTS?
Oh, fuck, I don't
Grand
know.
touring
Oh, Gran Turismo.
stuff. Do you think it's a bit funny the Holden SS? It's a bit like
Yeah.
Nazi.
And,
And for a while, the logo
looks
is
exactly like double lightning bolts. But I thought it was quite fitting.
Thunder.
That's a little prejudice in itself, Cam.
Oh, what? Prejudice against prejudiced people?
Yep, it's a form of prejudice.
I guess you're right.
Bogans have feelings too,
But
Cam.
hold on, what are you trying to say about me?
It's not pretty. Can we
You're trying to
prejudice one
typecast-
person?
Yeah, you are. Against all the Campbell Whites. I mean,
Mark the time. Get out the button.
yeah, timestamp that.
It
Now,
stands
Fred,
for General Theological Seminary.
Shut up, it does not, does it?
According to the...
What does that mean? I bet the average GTS buyer can't even say those words.
It's a seminary in New York. Apparently.
GTS. Grand
Fred-
touring sport, I'd say.
Yeah, I reckon Fred's right. Because GT is a Grand Tourer sport. Fred, so you're keen on getting a Lotus or a kit car of some sort? and
I think it'd be
get
fun.
into-
I don't know what you
I
get,
mean,
but you can get like kit cars of
Lotus
like
is the kit
crazy
car.
old cars. You know, like people are still making like the Ford. I'm pretty sure you can get kit cars of like the old Ford GT Le Mans racer and stuff like that. You know, because
Oh, what, the GT40 or whatever?
yeah, because it's like they're kind of out of copyright cars. You know, like Ford's not making them. What do they care? They just sell the plans to some weird company in some shed, and they just cut the bits of steel to the right size.
Would
and
you
then they
want
ship-
that, though? Would you want like a...
No, I'd rather do a motorcycle personally. But yeah.
Oh, no, but I mean, would you want... I mean, if you build a Lotus 7, right? I think Lotus 7s, by nature, have kind of a whatever engine in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's part of that vehicle is kind of their hand built. But if you're making like a kit GT40 and then the only engine you can afford to put in, it's like a 4-cylinder Toyota.
Yeah, well then you don't. You don't do that. You buy
I mean, from the
V8.
outside, it looks amazing.
No, then you lose it. This is the whole one. I had the Corolla. I refuse to have a car that looks better
Okay,
than it runs.
but
You
but
do
with
lose
a
it if
Lotus,
you
I think it's quite different. Like, you know,
So did the Corolla look better than it runs, or did it run better?
it ran and looked approximately the same. No, because you guys are like, yeah, no, paint it and then get some fat spoilers and like pimp the inside, but not if it doesn't.
But
you can
then
have
at
the
least
sweetest
one
ride,
thing-
but if you stall at the lights, you just like
How much you
lose
sell
all
the
credit.
Corolla for?
Like $400, $200. Something.
You got gypped, Fred.
Well, that's more. How much you pay for 100?
I paid $1,000 for it. No, I paid $100 for it. I spent about $600 doing it, but then I drove it around a shitload, so it was totally worth it.
Man, I saw a hot Corolla drive past. It was exactly.
I
the same
wonder
as
if you
yours.
if
It
you
looked
let
hot.
Campbell do an original
Was it the same?
artwork on it,
No, it wasn't.
how much would that have been?
negative $100. No offense, Campbell.
His
It's
artwork
like,
goes.
it's like the
he
Pepsi
sells
Max GTS.
$1,000.
Nobody does.
He sells $1,000 plus artworks, doesn't he? So
You can pimp my motorcycle when I get it going.
can I?
When are you going to get that?
you'll
motorcycle?
say that, Fred. We're going to hold you to that. This is recorded
sure.
on archive.org now. We're going to hold you to that.
Yep, you can.
I'm going to start a Kickstarter to
Yeah.
pimp your bike.
A possible.
A possible. Look, I can't find any new brand.
Is that a real leather jacket, Harry?
real leather.
No, I know it's
From a
real
cow.
leather, but is it actually a jacket?
It's a pair of pants. Definitely
Yeah. So Fred, any sort of timeline on your Lotus 7?
midlife crisis.
Oh no, do it before that. This is a young man's
That's
game.
only 7 years away.
Well, I need a shed, right? So I got to get a house, and then I got to get $12,000.
Can't you build a shed on the
I gotta
York
fix
property?
if I'm gonna buy a motorcycle sidecar before.
Do you
I
get
buy
to
a
inherit
car.
York?
You get them for like $12,000. Check out like Ural sidecars. Google that. Ural T, I think it is. It's the cheap one. Pardon, James?
Do you get to inherit York?
What is it? Urinal sidecar.
Ural, as in.
Oh wow.
Assume your
that's
sister
nice.
will get the Victoria property, you'll get York.
I don't want York. I don't know.
You don't want York?
Man, this pinstriped one is amazing.
Yeah, so they actually sell them. They're new reproductions.
You're saying
of old
if you
Russian.
don't,
Are they
if you
Indian? Oh,
inherited
Russian.
the
They're all
York
Russian
property,
design, which
you
is a
would
ro-
not take it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know what to do with it.
You would sell it.
I would sell it.
Fred. What would you do with the money you gained from it?
It's not. I don't know. Well, what am I supposed to do with it? I would if
I don't know. You get to keep it as your holiday home.
Yeah, I don't want to come to York. No offense to mum and dad, but like, it's pretty boring up there.
That's because you don't use it for useful
Hey, if it was a
things.
beach house down, I'd probably keep it. But there's
what's
nothing
the difference
to do
between York and beach?
It's
the beach.
You would want to go to the beach? My parents have a beach house, but there's like jellyfish and sharks that eat you.
What are you going to do in York? What do you do?
At least you have the river you can go
James,
canoeing
if you
down.
ever want to go up to York, you just have to say you get the key.
Can I?
Absolutely, mum and dad.
For J-Fest?
Yeah. Oh, are you gonna have a party?
No, you guys can come up. We can do a live fanging around from York.
if you want to go to York, yeah, for sure. Because
Do they have the internet in York yet?
No,
You can
but
get a
Telstra
Caterham
has
7 for $55,000.
the Telstra wireless internet in York is
Cheap.
faster than probably the internet I get here. That's the reality. He lives in the town, not in the country. So.
go skydiving.
Have you seen that video of that 80-year-old lady who falls out of her harness as she's
I
skydiving?
haven't actually.
It doesn't live up to the hype,
Oh, doesn't it?
but it's still probably
Did you
terrifying.
see
Yeah.
the video of the
87.
auntie and the little boy in that slingshot roller coaster?
No.
Holy shit, you haven't seen it?
I've seen some slingshot videos where people just get in a slingshot and being flung, but not specifically auntie and
no, you need to see this. I've
You guys get in the
What would I do? Auntie and uncle, auntie and
no, it's
nephew.
auntie and
Yeah.
nephew like slingshot.
What? What are you gonna get?
the NBN?
When it comes.
In Leaderville, it's not coming to 2020.
2020? You serious?
I'm moving to East Vic Park next year.
I bet you that's.
Are you?
Yeah, it's because I'm not gonna wait till 2020 for the internet.
You're gonna move to Vic Park for the internet?
I want to host Generation Fam. I don't want to have to put up with this crap internet.
Put up with this shit anymore.
I'm a small business. I shouldn't have to put up with this crap.
So you're gonna rent a house?
He's laughing when he says this. He's got the biggest screen on his. All right, I found this video. And
2020.
When does it come out in Subiaco?
Is it leadable like the last
We won't
place
get
in
it
the
until we
world?
get underworld power. Underground power.
Subiaco
Fucking
out?
hell.
We still have bloody power lines.
Subiaco get it before because Julia Bishop's like...
No, she's a
Did
Liberal
Subiaco-
minister, though. It's a Labour plan.
Yeah,
Fred.
Yeah, it's a Labour thing. They want to cancel it. So they're not going to put it in Liberal districts. East Vic Park's got it now. I want to go to East Vic Park.
In Frio, it's 2014 they're getting it.
Really?
Labour
But
seat.
isn't it like $60 for like 2 gigs or something?
No, but you get 25 megabit uploads, Fred.
25 megabit.
Yeah, but what about downloading?
Who cares? It's going to be faster than what you have now.
But but there's no point
Who
having
cares about download? Downloading's never a problem. It's uploads is the problem.
No, but
I want to back up my hard drives to the internet, so in case my house burns down, I lose everything I own. But I can't because my internet is like dial-up uploads.
So, are you going to rent a house? You go to share house in East Victoria Park.
Yeah, well, okay, so my renting here ends in 18 months, so I'm trying and find a place in East, wherever the NBN is.
Let's put it out on the internet. Need a share house.
must have
Must have
NBN.
NBN.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to show a video.
I'll be
now.
awesome. I'll give you your own podcast on Jim and Shafir.
I don't want my own podcast.
All right, this is a video, and shame on you guys for never having seen it. And shame.
Oh, no, I have seen this, yes. Was this shot in Perth at the Cables water ski?
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't
No,
know.
they're
They
American.
had one of these at Cables water
They're
ski, but I never
American.
went on it. But
Here we go. Harry, you need to watch this. And dear listener at home, I'm sorry, you're just going to hear a lot of screaming.
we'll put the link in the show notes. Hopefully. We'll do a live commentary. His mouth just opens so big.
It's almost falling out of the harness, though.
Yeah,
She's having the time of her life.
she's laughing.
She's like dying.
I'm falling. I'm falling. This is the most terrifying moment of his life, and she's laughing.
That's horrible.
She's still laughing.
That was Australia's funniest something or other.
Funny shame videos.
We had a terrible accident on the weekend, right? Did you guys hear about? I probably shouldn't name her, but the West Australian hockey player who the
Yeah.
ball came off, hit her in the head,
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
So I was at hockey game on Saturday afternoon. Last minute of the game, right? This guy is going for a shot at goal. He does an air hit. He misses it, right, under pressure. But the end of his stick snaps off, right?
No, what?
Right? And from my perspective, it did not touch the ball, but his stick just snaps off, right? The end of it goes in. Sticks these days are made of fiberglass or some composite plastic material, so when they split in half, spiky edges goes right into my fullback's eye, the spiky end, right? So this is a guy that I've seen taking balls to the head every other game, right? Doesn't whinge. He falls to the ground whimpering, screaming in pain, and we're just like, oh my god, he's lost an eyeball. And I actually haven't heard if he's okay. we sent him off to the we've sent him off to the hospital, right? And we all had a beer and went home. And but but didn't just hit one eye, hit both of them like it. The way it flicked past his eye, hit that, then scratched past and hit both eyes. So both his eyeballs, his eyelids would like immediately just swollen up, just like. Boom. He couldn't even see out, and we had to carry him into his car. And one of the other team
I'll never let my kid play hockey.
team members had to carry him home, and it was just the most sickening thing because, literally, 3 weeks ago, a West Australian player was killed. And we didn't know he was going to die, but we thought he might have lost an eyeball. And I'm hoping when I hear from him again, he can still see out of both eyes.
Hockey is an awful game.
Yep, it should be
It's
banned.
pretty brutal.
It should be banned.
You guys should come play.
Yeah.
No.
Can't believe I survived all that shit.
Yeah.
So when's Subi getting the NBN, Harry?
I don't know.
When are they rolling it out?
It's going to be in South Perth.
NBN.
next
So,
year.
so do you have to now? You make NBN company your internet service provider, or it's
No.
IONET can suddenly
No.
go blam? You get like 1 million
No,
kilobits.
they just provide it like Telstra provides the copper now.
Oh, okay.
Instead of Telstra, who's responsible to their shareholders, you now have a government corporation who doesn't care who buys it.
Okay.
Right? Our internet went down the other day, right? It was Telstra's fault. They had swapped their things, right? And they went and repaired everyone who was a Telstra customer, broadband customer first, because it's not in their shareholders' interest to repair IONET's customers first, because we'll get more money if we got more Telstra customers, right? It's just corrupt. What will happen if the government owns the thing, right, and people just rent the line off the government, then everyone has a fair chance of getting real internet, right? But the Liberal Party hates this, despises this, right? Because, unlimited free trade should let anyone have control, right? Which is what they have in the US, right? But what they have in the US is what we have like now with Foxtel, right? Where if you're going to get pay TV, Fred, who are you going to buy from? Ozstar. Guess who owns Ozstar?
Oh, Optus.
Foxtel.
Foxtel. Who owns Foxtel? Gina Reinhardt.
Telstra.
Telstra. Who owns Telstra?
Who owns everything?
Probably Gina.
Everyone does.
It's a monopoly, Fred.
Can we have it this week in Gina's life?
The NBN is the most amazing thing we have in the world. We have a thing, right? And the Liberal government's going to do everything else to privatize it and make it...
Preaching.
Oh.
Yeah, James.
Yeah.
You're losing customers.
losing
You're losing
listeners.
viewers.
Zoa's dropped out.
Come on. Go on Audio Boost, send us an audio question telling us why we're wrong. And why...
Thinks you're wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Pun?
Nobody
What,
thinks
you saying
you're-
I'm preaching to the converted?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
So I don't think some people realise they're going to vote for Liberals just because I think, it's a waste of money to put on internet. but
My only question was...
if the Liberal Party gets in and cancels the NBN, it's going to set our country back 10 years.
My question was, because 99% of users won't care about uploads because they're not trying to run podcasting companies.
No, but they want to back up in case all these...
Let me finish the goddamn question.
Victorian bushfires, how many 100,000 homes were destroyed?
Oh, think of the data. Won't someone think of the data?
They lost everything. They could have at least kept all their photos from all their family events and stuff like because it would have been
Should've
backed up
put 'em
to
on-
the cloud,
should've put 'em
right?
on
But they
Facebook.
Put 'em
can't.
on the cloud.
It wasn't backed out of the cloud because why? Because it's too slow to upload their backup data.
James, is there any Pepsi Max in the house?
In my house,
Yeah.
there's stuff in the fridge. Yeah.
Can I have a Pepsi Max?
Yeah. Well, you have to do it. You have to get it yourself. Well, I should go get Pepsi Max for you.
Well, I don't want to be rude.
Fun?
I don't want to be rude.
No. Yes, you can have a Pepsi Max.
Can I have a Pepsi Max, please?
Yes.
Can I offer
Can I have
other
your
people a
wine?
Pepsi Max on your behalf?
Can I have your wine?
Can I share a Pepsi with
Yeah,
someone?
can I
I can't
share-
go a whole.
There
I'll
should
go
be
split
2 or
half a
3
Pepsi.
cans in there.
Nice. It's a bit close to bedtime. I got to get going soon as well.
So my question was that I thought...
You're not on mic, friends. That's not a question.
I don't even cease to exist.
This is Fangin around. This is a podcast. You got to get used to it. If you can't hear yourself through your headphones, that means no one else can hear you.
Maybe it was an off-air question. A little bit
It didn't
You're
sound like an off-air
scandalous.
question.
A little bit blue.
We had a break where you could have asked off-air questions. Oh, destroyed Harry's wine.
Oh, James! Have you never opened a cock? Oh, I
have, but I forgot.
it.
It's a screw top, James.
There's no going back. You stuff it up. Oh, Harry's joke.
I heard that plop.
Yeah. Just shredding the cork away. Oh, you've killed it! Oh my god. I'm taking this
We can restart it, okay? It's not like it's a broken cork. It's just a broken James.
Oh man, that was terrible. You better get
Just
it
don't
done.
block the hands. That's what I did. That's what I did wrong. Is I hold hands. You can't do that.
You better get it done before Harry gets here. He'll be pissed off.
Oh, you fucked that up, James.
No.
Well, I didn't fuck it up.
Just get it.
Give it back. I've worked it out now. Come on, give it back.
You haven't worked it. It's my turn. We each get a turn. One crack at it. I'm going to solve this. Give it to me. Alright. I'm not taking the fall for it, though. If he comes...
Harry, don't look. Don't look.
Oh, you clowns.
No, it was all perfect.
Fred made it worse.
I barely turned it.
Oh, he was there for like 10 minutes going.
You guys are shocking.
It's this newfangled technology, or old fangled technology.
This is the old thing to us.
Forgotten how to bloody take a call.
I have. I literally have. I used to open these every day at the restaurant.
Put the arms up and screw the fucking thing until the arms are right the way up. And then, oh, you're fucked. You're fucked. That's a fucking good bottle of wine, you dicks.
No.
Oh, look at this. It's a comeback.
Can we get it on mic?
We snapped it.
No, you can go in again. You can go in again.
I don't think
get
it
the
penetrated.
Screw it out.
For life, this is where I'm
Trying to open a wine
bottle of
bottle.
wine with a cork.
This
Which
is
is
why-
such a
this is-
weird phenomenon in
This is why
2012.
Australians invented the screwdriver.
Yeah.
Cam, can you hold the bottle of wine?
Yes, I can.
So, I want to
two-man
ask you
job.
guys. Fred's not even on mic. There's more beers if you want.
So it would cost us each 10 grand to get a timeshare in a Catham 7. wouldn't it?
Yeah, we can make a race team. We're going to do like Barbagello.
In fact, we wouldn't have to make it. We could just buy a used one for 40 grand. I saw them on Drive.
A caterum. Use caterum.
Nah. Sorry.
That's fine. Oh, you
No,
can pour it
I
out,
can.
though.
I'll get it.
That's right. You can just pour it.
No, just get a knife in there. Use the
No,
knife. Just
come
cut
on.
it out.
Yeah.
I just push it in.
I'll get this.
Push
I've done
it
these.
in.
I've done this.
Shit.
Late at night.
Push it.
Okay, so second question of the week.
Year 2000. That's
Second
like
question of the
13
week.
years old.
Time travel.
Oh, give me a glass of
Second question of the week. Time travel, right?
Do you want to swill that out?
Oh, thanks, Harry.
Can you swill over
Don't want to ruin my Pepsi.
If you guys had a choice, right? If you had a choice of, you were given the option of being able to travel back in time, right? But you had the option of not accepting the offer. One,
Would you accept it?
going back one day, going back 1 year, or going back 10 years.
Oh.
What would you take and why?
Could I
Oh, you got to
go back a month?
No.
What would you
Oh, come on.
do? Thanks, Harry.
Please?
What would you want to do next last month?
Well, could I pick
Predict
which
the winner of the
days?
Eurovision.
Yeah. Could I pick which
bet on it.
days? Or was it just like, this is like, today, you can go back to tomorrow? Or could I be like,
Yeah, today you can go back to tomorrow.
or is it like, I could pick which day? So like,
Why wouldn't you? If you only go 1 month, why don't you go back a year and then know what you want to do in 11 months' time?
But
yeah.
don't you age though? Well, I guess you just have to
Oh,
repeat
what,
it.
1 year? That's alright. No one's going to notice. What did you do? You pushed it in, didn't you?
Yeah, that's all right. Now you can just pour it.
You know, we get that corky flavour that everyone loves
Oh,
in their
I love
wine.
corky flavour.
Spilling over the cork.
Can't believe you guys.
I'm sorry. We were not paying attention. We're talking about other stuff.
Can I try this 13-year-old wine?
Oh, you can see the bits of cork in it. It's not.
Extra corky.
I love that smell. Oh, I love the corky. How old is it?
It's year 2000.
It's 2000.
You pulled out a 2000 wine for tonight, Harry.
Yeah.
No wonder it was hard to get out. 12 years old.
I'm emptying the cellar before I go away.
You've kept this in your cellar. How many? Oh.
Nah, I've only had it for a year or two. Yeah,
Where did you get this from?
I don't know. I've given it somehow. I just...
Well, I probably gave it to you.
yeah.
It's not bad. It's not amazing, I don't think.
Oh, that's good. I love old wine. That's so good.
Why would I go back a day of my choosing?
What? either not go back at all, go back one day, a year, or 10 years.
But your age, you don't. It's not a reversal, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you want to know?
I wouldn't be 17.
Do you mean as in
And
go
if
back
you go
as a
back 100
duplicate?
years, you'd just be scattered to the winds, atoms here, there,
No,
everywhere.
this is pretty.
No, you go back as you are.
Probably a year.
Yeah, I'd go back a year.
'Cause, I mean, 10 years, it'd be weird. And what happens to me? Do I see
Would you
myself?
kill yourself?
Do I get
To
to come
replace them?
back? What happens? Do I get to come back? Am I
You wait a year.
No, there'll be a
that's what I mean.
duplicate of yourself. So would you kill them and try and sit in their position and do
Oh,
stuff
see,
different?
It's getting weird.
Wait, and then what would happen to
Yeah.
me after the year's up?
Well, then you're
would
back.
the timelines just sync up again?
Or what would you? Okay, tell us. Okay, first of all, what would you prefer to go back as yourself?
Hold a tick. With the timelines, what's happening?
So you go back a year, kill, and then you.
You just go back. You go back, and then so there's two of you now because there's the person who's 27 and there's a person who's 28, or there's you go, and or would you prefer to go back as a person who's 27,
I would like
but you don't lose your memories?
to go back in time
Yeah,
so that there's two of us,
and you'd be like, hey,
and then when the year is up, it would we'd sync up and it'd just be me.
yeah.
Yes, I would go back a year and do that. Yes.
What would you do?
Would you try and team up with yourself?
No,
No.
I'd stay the fuck out of my own business because I wouldn't
do
want to
other
freak me out.
stuff?
And I'd just be out of there. You know what
Yeah.
I'd be doing?
Casino.
I'd be at the Cass, and I'd just be winning heaps of the lotto. I'd write down all the lotto wins, and I'd be like richer than Gina.
No, you don't get time to.
Oh, what?
You got a whole year.
I've got a whole fucking year.
No, exactly. But you get the choice.
Oh, what? I can't Google it right now.
No, you can't
I'd be
Google
like,
the
just
lotto
wait.
numbers. No.
Oh, bullshit.
You have to go from what you remember. So
No,
you would
but
have to
can
remember the sports
like,
results.
Yeah.
Put on like 10
Black
grand on Cadell
Caviar is
Evans.
going to win the next 5 races
Yeah.
in a row.
Yeah. But we can't remember that.
No,
Yeah, what would you do if
Exactly.
you had to back in time right now? What would you bet on?
Eurovision 2012. Sweden. Lorraine.
You would put a heap of money on that? Yeah.
I don't have a heap of money, though.
Pun?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No,
with
would you
gambling.
go rob a bank
No.
to get
What
the
a
money
fucking
to...
stupid idea.
Okay.
What would happen to me after the year then? I'd be in jail. That would be the worst decision ever.
But it'd be your future self in jail,
Yeah.
not your current self.
But then he'll come back and do the thing. What would you do, Fred?
Go back a year.
A year?
Yeah.
But you would go back. You wouldn't stay, not accept the offer.
No, a year? No way. Of course you'd do it.
You would definitely go back a year. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
It's only a year.
What would you do?
Oh no, I have to write my thesis again. Ugh.
No, you wouldn't though, because there's two
But
of
wouldn't
them.
you write it
yeah.
better because you know?
Can I bring a copy back with me and make it so much easier?
No, you can't do that.
Wouldn't it be just
I
still
go
just
talk
as,
to myself.
wouldn't it still
I'd
just be
meet
as
up- I
easier
would-
not
I'd-
knowing the mistakes
I'd
that
go back in time, no, because I would meet up with myself and we'd have a little bit of a chat
What would
about
you
my
chat
thesis.
about?
It'd be so much easier that way. Be like, look,
you'd
it's
say
okay.
don't bother?
No, I'd say just it's fine. Just do it.
Okay,
Uh,
that's all you do.
and then I just sort of hang around.
Would you
with
travel
myself.
to a specific place and time to be at that moment, like to where graffiti was killed?
Yeah,
or
Queen's Jubilee.
Queen's. No, no. We haven't even brought that up this episode, have we? The Queen's Jubilee. Our Queen, Australia, Queen of Australia, reigning for 60 years.
No, I wouldn't. I don't know. I can't think of it. What happened
60
last
years
year?
is a long time.
I went around Europe. Oh, I'd do that again. That'd be fun. Oh,
Just
which
do
one-
it again,
Which one of myself would
or would you do something different? But that's the thing is, if you remembered, what was some amazing things happened? We know. Oh, I mean, the bigger thing was the people who died, like Simon Bin Laden, Steve Jobs, graffiti.
Nah, boring. No, that actually affects you though. It's like the storm has a bigger impact on my life than Osama bin Laden died.
What was good things that happened last year?
To me or
2011
to the world?
to the world.
Don't know. Don't really keep up to date with that. I don't know. I can barely remember what last week.
Yeah, me too.
So what would you do, Harry? One day, 1 year, 10 years?
Go back in time. Nah, I'd probably stay where I am.
You would stay? You wouldn't take the offer?
Just 1 year though. It's not hard.
What even one day?
I wouldn't go back a year.
I wouldn't want to go back a year if I wasn't able to take some notes with me
Okay.
for lotto wins.
But you're not reliving the time, are you?
Well, that's
So
the
you're
thing.
just-
I would. Yeah, I'd be. I would.
You're living side by side, so like you're like just hanging around. Oh, I could go
The other
to
dude's
bloody
banging your
like
girlfriend. It's a bit weird.
I could go to that festival that I didn't go
But
to,
it's
but you
not.
couldn't be like, hey,
I'd get the hell out of
Harry,
Perth
on
because
my-
I wouldn't want to freak myself out.
You don't think you could handle it?
No.
You could though.
Oh,
I
bullshit.
could.
yeah, but it's not like
Oh, bullshit.
I'm already mentally prepared for it to happen.
For you to come back.
For me to come back. I'm a physicist. They sit you down in the start and they say, look, you don't know
It
what you're
might
going to be
happen.
working on. It might happen. So if you see yourself from the future, just
Run with
roll
it.
with it. Yeah. Standard training,
All right.
occupational health and safety.
Well,
Here's the
yeah.
fire extinguishers.
I remember you telling me, Fred, how
Shop
one
safe.
day you wanted to invent a time machine by sitting
And just
down and
about it.
thinking about inventing it and with the notion that
Yep.
if you did invent it, you would come back and tell yourself how to invent it.
Yep. Haven't had time to think about it yet.
Have you ever thought about like you could
either
use
that or it's not possible.
you could
Yeah.
use the whole.
Well, that's kind of
that's one thing you could use your house for, Fred. You go meditate out there and really get in focus with yourself and.
What do you do in that big house all by yourself?
Oh, Mum's back now.
Oh,
so
okay. So you don't do anything by yourself? No. Does your mum make you like tongue for dinner? And kidneys?
oh, that's Dad. No, she's retired now. She's bored ass.
This Ural motorbike's awesome.
That doesn't
But
cost me.
I look at it and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's awesome. Like, motorbike awesome. Motorbike sidecar awesome. But then I'm like, you lose all the agility of a motorbike, right?
What are you talking about? You need to give
Oh,
context.
sorry. no.
I was telling you, there's a Euro motorbike. It's only like 12 grand. Or maybe even
What is
it? Might
it?
be like 8 grand.
Sorry, a Euro motorboat.
Ural. It's like a Russian company that
Thanks, you, Ryan.
makes motorbike sidecars.
Oh, okay. I met a girl.
And I want to buy one. It's my dream.
Well, buy one. They don't seem very expensive.
Mine will.
But yeah,
I
so
feel
I
like
was
she's
I was
always
looking
gonna
at it and I
ride
was
it on
like,
these bikes.
look, yeah, you're losing the flexibility of a motorbike.
But not the huge amount of the flexibility.
And then I'm like, you might as well get a Lotus 7. Be more comfortable, more sociable.
But you couldn't have anyone in the sidecar.
It was a 2-seater.
No, but it's not a motorcycle.
No, but it's probably got the same footprint. Think
That's
about it,
not
man.
doing it for the environment.
Not carbon.
You mean
Just-
size.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not the same.
I reckon it'd be a close experience. That
Going in a convertible and riding a motorcycle.
no, that Ural with a sidecar or a Lotus
Yeah,
7.
maybe. I've never ridden a motorcycle sidecar.
I've had
I've never ridden a motorcycle.
very few like one night stands in my life, right? But one of them,
This is getting weird.
a lady.
Wow. So one of them was a lady.
You'll be shocked, but it was a lady. At that night, right? She said she was into motorbikes, right? Eventually, it was just a one night thing, and then eventually I stalked her down and found her on Facebook, right?
Yeah, like any good person.
And like, it wasn't like, I didn't know her name, so I couldn't find it. It was just like she didn't even join up to Facebook like 9 months until after this night had happened. And I added to Facebook. She added me back, and I discovered that guess what she meant when she said she was into motorbikes.
Bikers.
Nope, she races motorbikes, but she is the person who sits in the motorbike sidecar, who keeps balance of the car when you go around the
that is
racetrack.
so cool. Motorbike sidecar racing is the fucking cool.
I know.
I've seen it, but I didn't.
That's the craziest shit. So where they've got that little platform.
Yeah,
that
it's like a
someone
platform.
Yeah, and then
sits
she
on.
have to lean out to balance the car.
That-
That's what she does. She's, she doesn't ride the bike. She does mechanic training, so she helps in the pit, before the race. But her main job is to balance the car out as they're racing around the thing. That's, they need a lightweight female, I guess, to do that. Just blew me away. And
Don't
I'm
you
just
need a
like,
heavyweight female to do that?
I don't know.
Give you extra inertia.
well, I don't know. I don't know what the percentage of sidecar racers who are female. I was just assuming that they need females, and that's why she got into it.
Oh, that is craziness.
Sorry. So
good to be
Harry
curious.
would not go back at all, or would you go back one day?
You wouldn't even go back a day.
Why would you go back a day just to relive the same fucking day over again?
Well,
Funny,
if
be
you
weird.
went,
you'd be like, "Whoa,
if
I
you went
got
back to the start of today, you could bet on the Collingwood Melbourne match. And
Oh, just for like.
That's why you should always
personal
keep up to date
profit.
in sports, because you never know when you're going to go back in
Harry,
time.
Wouldn't you like... Seriously, though, that would be my... I don't think I've made many mistakes in life. I've made mistakes, but I don't think I've made ones that I'd like to go back and change.
yeah,
So, for me, like, monetary gain.
Yeah, but that's just like saying, "Oh, wouldn't you like to win Lotto one day?" Like,
Yeah?
What?
Oh, but now you're guaranteed.
You're saying no! You're saying no, or you wouldn't!
well, I don't enter the Lotto, so
You're guaranteed to win, though.
No, but it's just a day. One day for the magic
Yeah,
of
but-
time travel.
what? No, this is
You
the
can
magic
see
of-
yourself.
This is not the magic. We're not talking about the magic of time travel, though. We're talking about, wouldn't it be great to have $1 million? That's
No,
what
but
we're
I'm talking about-
Well,
It's a
that's what
day.
I'm talking about, because I wouldn't change
So
many
it's-
things.
It's 11:30 now. You're telling me you wouldn't want to go back to 11:30 yesterday just for the hell of it, and you could meet yourself, say hi.
You could be like, wait here,
Oh,
I need to go do
Have you
something.
ever wondered, like, do you look good in this jacket? You could just put on that jacket, and the other one goes, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
pretty
you can
good.
hang out with yourself. Arm wrestle yourself, see who's strongest.
yeah.
Apparently, I look like an old man.
Who said that?
That's what I've heard.
Did I say
Is that why
that?
you're wearing the jacket
Oh,
tonight?
Fred
It's
got
like-
accused of being
No,
an old
Fred
man.
got accused. Have I said that? You looked at me when you said that.
No, apparently,
I was going to say about the leather jacket is there's this guy who's a podcaster, right, who he does live shows in front of an audience, which maybe we could do once.
No,
and Fangin' around.
I'll
gets
never do a
big.
live show.
That's what everyone
putting it on
says,
the
Fred.
table.
That's what.
Putting it on the.
That's what the lower strung person on the
Podcast.
panel always says
Yep.
before the live show, and then they go out and they're like, "Oh my god, I've been born to do a live show my whole life," and they love it.
I think I've been born to do a live show.
Yeah, but what I'm warning you, Harry, is
Yeah.
this guy who did it, and he wore a leather black jacket just like yours every show for ages, right?
Mm.
And people come to expect it, right? And like 2 years later, right? They were having a heat wave in California where he did this, and he was just too hot to wear it. And he came onto the stage for the next episode. He wasn't wearing his jacket, and the whole audience started booing, going, "Where's your leather jacket? Where's your leather jacket?" I'm just saying, you got to be careful.
Don't want to get typecast.
If you start a trademark, yeah. They're like, "Where's your leather jacket? Oh, we came to see your leather
I
jacket."
bet he wished he could go back a day. So just be careful, Harry. You might be setting a dangerous precedent. It's winter now, but it won't always be.
Yeah, see, I think I had the perfect day today. I couldn't change anything.
Oh,
But
Like, I
you
should
could
have
do
had,
something else. You
I
could
should have had
relive.
beans on
you can
toast
relive
instead
your
of
You could
perfect
have-
day.
Let's like go down to the beach and chill out. You don't even have to work because you have the other one of you's doing it.
Oh, I could just have a day off.
Yeah, it's a day off. But you know what?
Think
think about
day
it
off.
laterally.
Harry's day off.
Harry's day off. You do
Yeah,
anything you want.
Because you know
I
that-
would love to have a day off.
Yeah, there you go. So you'd love to
So
do
you'd
it.
like to do it then?
Yeah, I'd go back a week.
So you'd like to...
Oh wait, you'd have a week off.
Oh, you know that wasn't an
No,
option.
that was one day, a year, or 10 years.
Who would go back 10 years? What sort of super free...
yeah.
I would go back to.
Sleep outside
You
Perth
would,
mod.
James.
Yeah.
What would you do?
No, we would have been
yourself
out of
as a
Perth mod.
17-year-old.
Just... What would you do, though?
What would you do?
Back up the cloud.
I would
Invent the
do
iPod.
all sorts of
Yeah,
things.
invent Google. Call it Joogle.
No. But some people have come to me and said, like, if you had kept up Thomas Corp as like a thing and turned it into a thing where all schools could be part of, you would have invented like Facebook like 5 years before it
So
ever
you'd
happened.
go back in time 10 years and...
No, I
invent
probably
Facebook.
wouldn't have even
Facebook.
done that. No, I would have I would have done weird stuff like just told them.
Invented podcasting.
No, not even that. I would say I would talk. I don't know. I would just take so the lessons you've learned. I've learned a lot of lessons. I would just be like,
To your
I wouldn't even say
to your
specific.
younger self.
You know what? I wouldn't even say specific things like, "Hey, on this date, you know, when this girl says this thing, if you say this other thing, you're probably more likely to win her over." I wouldn't even say that.
Wouldn't you?
I would just give specific life advice
To yourself?
Yeah, to
Do you mean
myself.
general life
Would you give me some life advice?
To you, yeah.
Because, well, I'd be there hanging around.
Mhm.
I don't know what we'd be doing 10 years ago.
Yeah, what would that be like, though, with two Jameses?
Yeah, would you want,
I
like,
probably want to know
future
how I was.
James,
Oh,
like,
that'd be
to come
awkward.
and give you some
Then
life
it'd be
advice?
James's weird opinion.
But you know,
Yeah,
Fred,
you'd be like,
the
is he
thing
fucking
about that
with me?
thing is you would never take it, right?
Some dude with a beard. Well, you can't look
I
the same.
remember telling you. Well,
If you said 10 years from now, I'd
There's
have a
certain
beard.
subjects I don't know if we're allowed to get into because of the restrictions you've set on the show, but I do remember you coming to me
Pardon me.
after
I'm gonna cut
having
this
a
off. Nah,
relationship
nah.
with a certain girl.
That's the
So, what do you think about the new mini design?
I'm
like
sure
it.
we talked about this last week, didn't
It
we?
looks good.
I think it looks like shit. I don't like this new style of big bodies and little tiny slim windows. It's the same as the FJ.
The FJ.
You
yeah,
don't like the
first-
FJ? Oh,
back on the
you would
first-
love...
It's like this style.
You'd love you like the new, what is it, the new Land Rover Evoque?
Oh,
Do you love that? That's got like the slimmest rakish windows.
What's that called?
I don't know how to
Land
say it.
Rover.
Evoque.
Evoque?
Evoque.
Oh, God.
Evoque.
So I'm going to draw it why I hate it.
Did your
Right.
therapist teach you to
Land
do that,
Rover
Fred?
Evoque.
look at the
Draw out
rear,
your-
the back window.
It's like about a millimeter. Oh,
Yeah, see, it's like with this
Deep.
little tiny little window. Like
Show me.
it's a really bad drawing. It's like a small door, and then like a little tiny window, and then like a thing. Yeah, like it's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, that one's okay, but the minis, I don't, as a general style, I don't like.
What about the BMW X6?
I don't know what it looks like. Probably rubbish though. Do you like that style? Do you?
I
think it-
have problems with it. Sometimes it looks good, and then
But
when
it's
my eye
also
switches,
it's also clearly like a fad in motoring style.
well, you know, yeah. But there's all sorts of fads in motoring
Yeah,
aesthetics.
I don't like the
They
little
come and they
windows.
go.
People like windows. They like to see things and.
I know.
Would you go back and design a car?
What is that an option? Is that an option?
Yeah.
Automotive engineering. I'll go back 10 years and do.
You go back and put it on the equivalent of Reddit back then was probably Dig and say.
But the windows
this
on
would
the
be
new
cool
Mini
design.
aren't that small.
No, but it's just
That's not the first thing I noticed.
It's just the style. It's the first thing. It's the big bodywork, small,
Glass
thin
house.
windows style. It's supposed to look probably aggressive and things like that.
But if you look at like
Nah, it looks
automobiles
better
from the
than the
50s
old
and
New
60s, they used to have really low belt lines and really high glass houses. You know, so it used to be more glass, less body, and now they flipped it.
yeah, oh, I don't like it.
More body, less glass.
I'm just saying.
You're a classicist though, Fred, aren't you?
Corolla, 74 Corolla. Pinnacle of design.
Yeah. So, time traveling. Why? Do you have a time machine? Have you got an offer for us?
Well, no. I just had an article in the show notes about some scientists are questioning. Well, okay, what if time travel is happening right now, but the time travels are just changing the past to make us think that we don't know what time travel is.
We're not aware of the changes that are occurring.
I think that's a bit conspiracy theory.
Sounds a little bit
think if
more
you
than
could-
a bit conspiracy.
It's like Stephen Hawking didn't tell anyone about his time travelers party. It was on his documentary. It was so sad. It was Stephen Hawking in his wheelchair with like, all his balloons and he had some cake.
Well, they had one in Perth.
And
You
not
can
a
look
single
up the
time
Perth
traveller.
Time Travelers Party where you go there, and they've recorded the video of it. And I guess so. I don't know how long they're going to keep
And
the
does
servers
some
up
dude
for.
rock up in like a robotics outfit and be like, "It's me, I've arrived"? Because that'd be the
Yeah,
best
but at the
part of
moment
your
there's
crash.
nothing there. You can watch the video, there's nothing there. But in the future, maybe you'll see if you watch back that video and they've changed that,
Fred, can you
that
stop doing
person will appear.
It's really annoying.
But they have to keep the server running to the future, the point where time machine is possible for that to them to know about this event that occurred, this time travelers meetup. That's the problem with the internet is the server goes down and we lose everything. That's why I'm putting Fangin around on
Carved
the
in
Internet
stone.
Archive.
Covered in stone.
Unbelievable. The risks.
Is my name on the Internet Archive?
It is. I've tagged it as Harry Eslick, so
Can you like remove that tag?
Yeah, I don't
think I wanna be
you don't want your name.
Can you put my name as like Harry
Oh, what if your descendants are trying to look you
Peyton
up, though?
or something.
Imagine that. Oh God.
Why don't you want your name up?
Be like, have you seen Who Do You Think You Are?
Just
Yeah.
Imagine that in 50
In case
years.
someone
your
tries to
kids,
search me.
and they're like, we found something.
Well, at least okay. I realize
like, you're like,
at least with okay.
James, can you take
when
something
I
now?
search Google, this is under my username, so it's biased towards my results. But Campbell's tag comes up second after your Facebook page. So you're telling Campbell has to delete all his references to you off his page,
no.
and he's tagged all the Dungeons and Dragons posts.
Ooh. It's not going to take Sherlock to track you down on the interwebs, Harry. You've got such a big.
And I don't
web
think the
presence.
Internet Archives your Google Plus page and your Facebook page.
Google Plus, Harry.
Harry.
Yeah. Totally got Google
Google Plus
Aren't you
and
guys
your-
on Google Plus? Well, you're not my
Google-
friends, so obviously not.
Google Plus and your Facebook page come way before the Internet Archive.
Yeah, but you can't see any of my
Mr.
personal
Squiggle-
information out of
Mr.
that.
Squiggle comes up before then.
Yeah, but you can't get any personal information of me out of that. If, like, I'm going for a job and someone wants to know about Harry, they go, oh, yeah, he plays Dungeons and
I was still going to listen to a
Dragons.
2-hour podcast to filter out information. About.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Not
They
for the
can listen
jobs.
to the first 5 minutes. and
Not
it'll
for the jobs
bang
you're
an invisible
applying for,
wall and
Harry.
I'm done for. I might need you to delete your Fred Baines thing if I can apply for a job.
We did that.
The who?
Sexy
The what?
Fred used to come up under Fred Baines, and I
Yeah, but
removed
there's
all
no
reference
Fred-
to Baines on the
There's no
website.
last names in this podcast, is there? Written. You should remove
No,
them.
no,
Okay.
no written.
Except on my website.
In the future, they're going to be
Yeah,
able
your site's
to.
alright. It's classy. It's
In the future, they're going to be able
gotta
to,
talk.
use voice detection to.
Oh, well, if someone
Index
wants some
the
voice to
files.
take that. I'll just change my voice. I hear he gets his voice changed every.
Oh
6
no, that wasn't me.
And I only used
Listen
it.
to
I
my
only
voice
tagged the
now.
files as the
I'll get my
names that you
voice
guys said
artificially
live on
deepened.
air when I said, say how you want to be introduced, and you guys said Fred Baines and Harry.
Yeah, but when
He's
we
like-
say that, James, we don't really contemplate the wider
Well,
implications of this.
your problem. That's
Well,
not
we
No,
my
it's
problem.
not our problem because we're volunteering to be on
Yeah,
your
we
podcast.
could just be like,
and
no, I
so
don't want this because it might justify my future. I can never be on
We
this podcast.
trust you, James, to
Yeah.
protect our online
The
identity.
whole idea of Jimmerish FM, the whole concept of this art project is to record this time and space so that in future generations they're like, oh, what are the people in Perth who are
Campbell's
talking
grandkids
about
are gonna listen to
in
it.
2012? And they'll come back and find this file. That's the idea.
But we're only just starting to understand the wider implications of this. It's only since we've got 30 people on Twitter following us that we actually realize that anyone
Gives a shit.
well,
yeah.
that's
In the past, we thought no one would ever listen to this, but now it's like,
What if
oh,
it blows up so big, Harry, that you've got your own HBO show?
yeah.
yeah, well, that'll be okay. But if it,
But all the in-between shit, I don't want to deal.
then if it blows up so big that people can search my name and find that when they're Googling me and they want
Well,
to
then,
find
Harry,
some
delete-
scientific paper that
Delete
I've
your
made.
Facebook page.
No, but Facebook, they can just see a picture of me and a couple of my friends, and they can't see any personal information of me. But in this, they can
So then
listen
they-
to my
I think what if your employer's like, oh, this
absurd
person
idea-
is so boring that all they have is a Facebook page, but now they find
Oh yeah, I gotta listen to this crap.
this
and think that,
podcast saying,
he's
oh my
doing
god,
totally
he's there, he interacts with people, he is a good employee.
He has offensive, defamatory ideas.
What if he said that? It's
I'm always saying offensive stuff.
Yeah, we need the big flashing red light. On egg.
It's there. It's
I
red
gotta
red.
see it. It's orange anyway.
It's red.
Nah, it needs to be just this omnipresent,
There's a Harry R. Eslick on findgrave.com. 1925 to 1940.
Double-
That
Wait,
might be
Farmers
you.
annual
Maybe you
general
went back
meeting.
in time.
he became an
Maybe you
R.
chose 100 years to go back.
Harry E. investigating the cause
You know,
of
there's a
truffle
Fred
rot in
Baines.
West Australia. There's a lot more.
It's one of my parents who go,
You're
"Go
on the
back in
internet
time."
more than any of it else, Harry.
Oh my god, Harry.
Dr. Harry
not-
Eslick. You're listed as Dr. Harry Eslick as
Yeah,
well.
someone fucked that up.
You're not going to correct it,
You're
though,
gonna
are you?
correct it?
Well, I can't correct it. It's on the internet.
Oh, so what you're saying. Oh, you're under. Oh, even Bill and Bob comes up in your credits of the Bill and Bob show.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Bill and Bob was on.
Comes up on. Oh, this is on my results, so it's probably biased. On page 6 on Google results for Harry.
Is Bill and Bob on YouTube yet?
No, it's on
What's
Vimeo.
Bill and Bob?
You haven't watched
You know Bill and Bob?
I know Bill and Ben.
Go to jimmerish.com and then look under short films and look at the Bill and Bob anthology, and you can see Bill and Bob, which you would have been a part of because we did that in Perth Mod times.
Yeah, I remember the
Me,
words.
Alex, and Harry. It was a little cartoon we did.
Oh, yeah, it was a cartoon. I remember now. Oh, man, is that me?
You're under
That's like the coolest photo of me I've ever seen.
Let me see the photo.
on jimmerish.com.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
No,
Dale,
the coolest
why not-
photo of you is with the big radar dish.
Oh, no, that is the coolest photo.
No, this one's better.
Where was I suggesting you put the radar dish? Oh, on your Top Geek profile,
Yeah.
you would have got top votes.
Look at that guy for Burbs. Wait, you right?
No, but I've got photos. We all did a photo that night.
Yeah, you put mine on
On Zoe's profile. But I'm going to do one of all four of us. I'm going to put it up.
I'm
going
going
to
to make that my
Fangin.
timeline background.
If you go to the Flickr page, you should be able to get the full res version. If
Is that day for night?
No, we did it under the full moon.
That was at York.
Time lapse, so he had to stand really still to get that.
That was
Isn't
at
that
York.
what
wasn't
day
it?
for night is?
Day for night's where you film
look
in the
about
day, but
10
you
Oh.
filter it down to look like it's at night.
It's night for day.
So have you guys watched the Great Gatsby
Trailer, yes.
or the Les Mis trailer?
I haven't
Oh,
watched the
Les
Les Mis
Mis.
The
one.
two seminal art projects of my life coming out in film form in 1 year.
Were you excited? Or are you nervous?
I'm excited about The Great Gatsby. I'm terrified of Les Mis. I think it's going to be terrible.
Well, they just filmed the musical, right?
Well, that would be good. This looks like they're trying to make it all like real, like this is a documentary about the French Revolution, and then they sing.
It's not about the French Revolution.
What do you mean it's not about the French Revolution?
It's not about the French Revolution.
It's not? Les Mis?
No, it's about the Paris Communes. I had this argument with, I think it was Bryony.
Yeah. I think it's
I'm pretty sure it's the French Communes in like the 1850s, not the French Revolution in the
So what are they
1790s.
protesting about?
They still just want their freedom. Same deal.
So this is completely different to Marie Antoinette when they're...
Yep.
Okay.
I think.
Alright.
Harry, can you... That's fact checker.
I
don't wanna tell two
I'll
people.
believe that. It sounds realistic.
They're fighting the Prussians. They're the people coming.
But yeah, it's directed by the guy who did The King's Speech, so you know it's going to be dour.
Dower?
The King's Speech was an Oscar-winning film
You mean
performance.
dapper?
Right, because of the actors, not because
What's
of the director.
dower?
Dour?
I've heard that word before.
It's actually a novel before it was a musical.
Yeah.
Would you believe?
Political
No,
satire.
I don't mind them doing the novel. Right? There's many different movies of the novel. It's the musical that I'm concerned.
Culminating in the 1832
It's
June
what I'm
Rebellion. The novel follows the lives and interaction of several characters, focusing on the struggles of ex-convict Jean Valjean and his experience of redemption.
Dour, according to Google, means relentlessly severe, stern, or gloomy in manner or appearance.
I did not know that.
I didn't think that the King's Speech was like that.
You didn't find that? No.
No, I thought it was kind of lighthearted. More like a rom-com, I guess.
A romp.
I mean, the story on the whole is uplifting, but the way they filmed it, I found it was down. Like they
Man, I'm going to
turned
cut
a
my hair
mountain
like
to a
that
melon.
again.
You mean
You just looking at
uncut?
photos of yourself for like the past 10 minutes.
Now, Campbell, you did
Yeah.
not attend a certain event that involves salad at our certain old friend's house.
No, I don't attend a lot of things, though. And I never said I would attend
Check
that.
This old friend, who I'll name because she's a
big
friend
broom.
of Jimmerish Femme, Bree,
It's a little girl.
saw a...
It's a big broom.
It's
Poor thing.
That's from the musical, I think, not the book.
No, that's from the book.
Really?
But they got the face for the music.
Oh, so they stole the picture from the book.
Yeah. Harry, I mean,
I think they downsized the
But
broom. in
is
the book.
was that
In the
illustration for the book from the original book, or is it from a later edition of
I
the
think
book?
it's from the original.
Fred, why do you know so much about Les Mis?
book. I went and saw it,
Oh,
so I read some background.
oh, okay, that's fair
Is that
enough.
right?
No, I just,
'Cause me
I
and
know
Zoe
you, I
agreed
know
to
you
see
don't
it.
like musicals.
Because it was the one we agreed. So I
Oh,
went and
it's the
saw
greatest
it,
music of all time.
and then I was like, well, I don't really understand this too well, so
I went and saw
gotta
the
read
Phantom
some
of the Opera.
information.
That's terrible.
It's bad.
No,
It's really
Les
bad.
Mis is amazing.
Have you
Yeah.
googled
Everyone, for some reason,
what's he called?
Phantom of the Opera seems to have the
Matthew
mind
Lloyd
share
Webber,
of the
Pink
publicity, right? But that's the terrible one. Go see Les Mis. It's an amazing musical.
I gotta go.
It has good music. Campbell's got to go.
It's almost midnight.
We're gonna.
Oh, that's a big broom.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
I'll Google it for you.
Thanks again for tuning into Fangin' Round.
Did I?
Oh, Bree said that you'd come into your body, Campbell, and that you're the sexiest you've ever been.
That's not what she said.
No, you were there, Fred.
She just said that Campbell's like maturing. No, but not maturing like that.
And he looked better than he'd ever looked before. That's what she said. This has been the Fang Around podcast. You can find us at fangaround.com. On Twitter as Fangin' Around. We have a Facebook page you can like. You can do that all at the fangaround.com page. You can find out how to audio book. Send us your audio questions. They can be saucy. And if they're really good, we'll play them
They
on
don't
air.
have to be saucy. You can just ask
We'll play anything on air.
Yeah.
Anything. I don't
I'm
give a shit.
guaranteeing it. If anybody sends in any auto,
No,
question, we're
it
playing
has to be good.
No, oh, come on. So if you get one.
Oh, what if it's someone saying, I want to burn the Jews?
Oh, we'll
What's
play
not a
it. We'll tell him
question?
to get fucked.
It's a statement? So no.
And if they ask us if they can.
Can I burn Juicy? Well, then the answer's no.
No, don't.
So
If
problem
you
solved.
like the show,
Well,
please
answer all
go
your
on the
moral
iTunes
dilemmas.
store and leave us a review.
On what?
I know our one fan hasn't even left us a review on iTunes Store.
Oh, wow.
I know that you three haven't left us a review on.
I did. I gave us a big rating.
I'm not a fan.
You should write a review.
What, of my own thing? That's a bit weird.
James, that's not on.
You know,
I hate it
we've got to
when-
get things started. That's how it happens.
It's
you know,
like-
it's theatre. You know, you get one person in the crowd who starts
astroturfing.
clapping to help
Oh,
everyone
this
know
is
that.
virtual slow clap, is it, James? That's
Yeah.
your marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Virtual slow clap.
Yeah, yeah.
You are
Online.
obsessed with the slow clap. You need to let it go.
No, do it. Fangaround.com.
If you become
Be
big,
there.
you're going to just choreograph the world's biggest slow clap. That's what you're going to do.
It's already been done though. They did that in not another teen movie. They had that character who's always trying to do the slow
Yeah,
clap.
but you do like a big flash mob. Oh, why don't you just organise a flash mob one?
I remember that one where they tried to get everyone on Earth to jump at the same time to see if the Earth moved.
Wasn't that a plot line of Danger Mouse?
I don't know.
Like
Maybe
a
it was.
billion ball spaceship.
Oh, wow.
I remember it.
Fred, research put in the show notes for next week, and we'll discuss it in detail next week.
No need. That's it.
You've been listening to Fang Around on
Adios.
Gibberish FM. We'll see you later.
I didn't order any whistle. That's what they call a slide whistle.